open.
I did hit the button for start stream, so I do believe we are live.
We leave it?
Indeed we leave it.
So if your PC can have one Pokemon as his partner, what would it be?
One Pokemon?
Yes. I think if we're going with Dan, it would be Hatterene because it's too easy.
Teddiursa.
For Domph, probably Poltegeist. For, again, obvious reasons.
Honestly, I can see Kai actually having that lion Pokemon.
No, he would get Teddiursa.
Pyroar, that was what it was. I was gonna say Litleo. I'm like, no, that's the first form.
Wait, why Teddiursa?
Because he likes cute animals.
Makes sense to me.
I'm trying to think. I'm like,
And also the Blood Moon Ursa ring.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
for both Kardec and Argyle. Not just because they're my favorite Pokemon, but also because it makes sense for them because they're fighters, Lucario.
You can see that.
For Nova, who is my Power Ranger Cyber Strike character, Porygon 2.
It's like if it was Kai's choice, it would be Teddiursa, but if it was like theming, it would probably be
Pyroar.
Litten.
Litten also makes sense. Litten did Incineroar line.
Yeah, Incineroar.
I've been thinking about this all day. I'm torn between two for Clover. The first one's Greninja, and the second one is Weavile.
Yeah, both make a lot of sense, honestly. I mean, my mind went for obvious reasons to Ditto, but those other two are very thematic and make a lot of sense.
Here, I'll show you both. I'll show you both's choice.
I feel like for Antonius, it's probably Mimikyu.
Yeah, I can see that
That
too.
makes too much
I
sense.
could see, for both, I could definitely see Zora. I never pronounced it.
Zerara.
Zeraora.
That one. Electric Cat.
For
There's
Zeno,
also
Yes, Electric
Luxray, and Raikou from Gen 2.
Ooh.
Main tyke as
Raikou.
well.
What would Alu be? Would it be Applin just because food?
I mean, he's always talking about macros, so...
Magikarp.
Yeah, it might be the Magikarp. Because is that not the best example of the little fish that could becoming a horrifying serpent?
Yeah,
Actually,
that fits.
No. If you're going to do it with the little fish that could, it could have been that. What's that one water dragon Pokemon that's like looks like a sushi?
Oh, that one.
I caught one recently. Tatsugiri,
You
I
caught
think it
like
is.
5, right?
I caught
Yeah,
3 of
dragon.
them, all of the different forms. Yes, that was why it qualified for the rules. It is technically a dragon.
Yeah, you don't want to get Gumi.
I mean,
Listen,
I did catch a Gooby. I'm just not
Okay.
using it yet.
there is also the Galarian variant of Meowth, which is Steel type.
Hmm.
And given that Bolt lives with dwarves, he would probably take that because of the
big old beard.
the evolution of it.
I could see a Alolan Meowth for Abby.
Honestly, I see a Probopass for both.
I feel like Meowth would be... It kind of works, because Welt, but also because of specifically Payday, but like also I feel like
I went for the Alolan one because it's just enough rogue and bard in there with its sassy
fair.
face.
The
Yeah.
Alolan one makes more sense visually.
Yeah.
Sassy cat.
Who's been through like Alolan Meowth has seen things and been through stuff.
Mm.
It's on its face.
Now
And
I'm
it
It's
just
grows
not
trying
up
to,
big when it
hiding.
evolves.
I'm trying to think of if Clover had a team, what would it be now?
Hmm.
Because I know the Greninja is going to be there, Weaveout's going to be there, mostly Ditto. Ditto's going to be on it.
Mm.
I can see Mew.
There is also the ultra rare electric steel combination, which is only Magnemite and Togedemaru.
I'm gonna be
Oh
brutally
yeah,
honest. I don't think
Togedemaru
Clover.
exists. I
I'm
forget
gonna be
about
brutally
it.
honest. I do not see Clover actually having Ditto, even though it's it would fit the changeling aspect of Clover.
I mean, I see it because, like, the two of them can get into shenanigans together, Clover and the Ditto, considering they both can do transformation into people.
I transfer
Yeah.
into the people, he transfers into the Pokemon. They will never know who we are.
True. Like,
Unless one of them has to speak.
you come into town as, like, generic trainer gal and a Snorlax or something.
You know, just make sure the Ditto's wearing glasses, because if we're going by Detective Pikachu logic, it's gonna have creepy eyes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually, I saw a TikTok recently that talks about the Ditto. There's on, I think they said it was either season 1 or season 2, episode 37 or 36. It shows a Ditto on that episode that it's the one that had problems making proper Pokemon faces. That is technically, according to the Pokedex, it's the only Ditto that cannot perfectly copy a Pokemon.
That's right, I remember seeing that episode. And at the end of the episode, it figures its stuff out and then makes perfect faces, if I recall.
Mm-hmm. So technically, with all the Pokemon merchandise that you ever had that has Ditto on it with a weird face, is technically that Ditto.
Or a Ditto that's just not trying hard enough. It's like, hey, look at me! I'm this Pokemon! Haha!
Because you really think about it, if they do that in the game, technically all the Dittos, when they transform, would have that weird face, but they don't.
Honestly, if I think about it, if Dan were to have a Pokemon team, it would probably be a lot of Fairy and Psychic Pokemon. That just seems to fit his vibe. You definitely have Hatterene, a Gardevoir. I could see an Alakazam. Maybe a Duosion? I mean, that's more science-y, but I feel like that could still work on a team for him. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. What else? You know what? I think he would grab, what's the troll Pokemon? It starts as Impidimp. Grimmsnarl, that's what it is. You definitely see a Grimmsnarl on Dan's team. And probably a dog Pokemon, because Yuki and Henrietta. What would be the best dog?
The one
The
that's a bun.
cinnamon bun one?
Yeah, I was actually about to say that one, or if you want to go, or Yamper, because it is actually a Corgi.
True, that is close. I mean, I don't think there's a proper Shiba Inu Pokemon. There was that electric dog that I'm drawing a blank on its name from, I think it was Sword and Shield. That's kind of close-ish.
Is that not Yamper?
Is that Yamper?
It's
Yeah, that's Yamper. And Boltund. Boltund.
That's what it was. Boltund. Yeah, I could definitely see that one on his
This
team.
one is Yamper.
Let's see. Oh, yeah! And that's
Yeah,
the first stage, and then the second stage is Bolton, which is a bigger doggy.
Bolton reminds me of my old dog, Dakota, which makes me happy and sad because she was a good girl.
Aww.
She unfortunately passed away due to old age a couple months ago.
Aww. Going back to the Pokemon teams, I have no idea what Dom would do aside from Poltegeist. He's a bit of a wild card. I mean, he'd probably have a few dragons on his team.
I wonder why.
I mean, he is a Dragonborn. I could definitely see, even though it's not my favorite Pokemon, I could see Gudra being on his team. Because that's probably more around his vibe. Maybe a Dragonite. What other ghost Pokemon would be good? Not entirely sure what else we would get for Dom's Pokemon team, but those are the ones that definitely stick out in my head for sure.
If I could think about Pandara, I will probably say Annihilate, Kingpin, Oranitar. I know those three for sure. I don't. What's another angry Pokemon?
You're going with angry Pokemon Primeape.
Say Annihilate.
Well, yeah,
third evolution of
Annihilate is
Primeape.
the angriest form of Primeape. So Annihilate.
He's so angry, he died.
It's true. It's tragic, but true.
Technically, I could say Ursaring too.
I can see
Lilith would have an interesting build because it would be one, Pokemon that are based on music, which there isn't a lot. Two, probably predominantly Fire Dark because being a Tiefling and being on the evil side, Fire Dark would fit her a lot. So I could see maybe like a Toxtricity or a Cricketune or a Jigglypuff, and then
Skeletor
maybe
would be
having
perfect.
like a Houndoom or some other things around that nature. Maybe Incineroar.
Well, Skeledirge would be perfect for a team because it's a fire ghost Pokemon, and singing is like all it's about. It's got its best signature fire move is Torch Song. For goodness sake, and it can learn like I think 4 or 5 different sound-based moves. Skeledirge is like the perfect fit for Lilith.
Now that I think about it, now I gotta go to Snack. I know the ice cream looking Pokemon, the whipped cream looking Pokemon.
Oh,
It's
Ale,
French thing.
Kremlin?
Ale
No.
creamy,
Creamy.
yeah, creamy, vanilla, a Bagont. There's something else I could think of.
I just immediately thought of like when you were talking about Stack. I was just like, I wonder if there are any popcorn-based Pokemon.
I don't
Is
believe there are. No, there's no popcorn-based Pokemon.
I was gonna say I feel sorry for that Pokemon because Snack would try to kill it.
Technically, there's like I think 3 different mimic Pokemon if you think about it. There's Gimmighoul, there's Voltorb, which is only a mimic in the Pokemon sense, and Electrode for the same reason. There's Fungus, Amoonguss.
Mimikyu.
But I still love how in the game it was like, there's so much. How did he say it?
Oh, it was something like, there's a fungus among us, I think is what he said.
Yeah, because right next to a bunch of them.
Yeah, there was a bunch of fungus right next to this trainer, and he had to say, there's a fungus among us. It was pretty sus of him, not gonna lie.
Uh,
But sudden thought occurs. We should mention to chat, Bron is not here at the moment, couldn't make it, so he will be on autopilot for tonight for any combat encounters. And speaking of, who would like to do the recap? Well, don't everyone get up all at once.
Shit, that goes back.
I read a book.
True. There was a bit more that the book revealed, but that is the basis.
Let's see. Oh,
There we go. Okay. I mean, I could do the recap if y'all really
no,
want.
No, that.
I love you. You are not doing the recap.
Oh, why not?
We are not gonna
You
let
know
do it.
why not?
Yelly, get the spray bottle.
Huh?
Get the spray bottle.
You want me to get the spray bottle on my lovely boyfriend?
Yes.
No recap. Spray him.
Yeah, I'll do it. I need the inspiration.
All right. The floor is yours.
So last time, like I said, we read the book. We found out the true origin of Vampire Strahd. And we then found out about how just leans to like off camera. It was Yester Hill, right?
Over nods.
Okay. We found out how Yester Hill got all gross and corrupted and stuff like that, and then we also watched the Lord Moldybutt attack the Amber Temple and how that all went down, and then I think that was it.
Clover makes a heart in the air.
So that was actually the session before last. You were right with the corruption of Yester Hill being one of the events you saw, but there was something you did learn about a particular object that is in Castle Ravenloft.
Oh yeah,
Clover
yeah.
grabs the cue card and draws a heart. And points.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We found out about some weird heart that seems to take damage for Moldy Butt, I think. I don't know. I'd have to that would require further experimentation up close. But yeah, we found out about that, and I think that was it.
One more thing. There were 3 chapters last session.
Mr. Hero, Hank.
There was
We also disclosed stuff about the hag. Remember?
well, that was part of the ritual for the heart. You know, I realized there was some art that I forgot to share with you guys, so I could do that now. Maybe it will refresh memories, maybe not, but
Meanwhile, Boulder's just looking up. Boulder's just looking off camera. There was something about hags, right?
mm-hmm.
Oh, and the guys at the castle. Remember we beat them up. Strahd, that people were storming Strahd's castle, and Strahd went out somewhere, and then we went to the dining room, fought these two people.
Oh yeah, that's right. We fought a couple of guys who
The paladin and the, I think it was like, what, sorcerer, I think.
Close.
That they were wizard.
There you go.
They were lovers. We killed the paladin first, and then he was distraught, so we killed her. And then I don't know if it was a ranger or a rogue, came in through the door, saw us, and then we killed him.
yeah, that.
And you learned about some of Strahd's magical capabilities, as he was soloing this lady. It's a very particular spell you learned about. Similar to darkness, but worse.
Oh yeah, advanced darkness.
But the blood rain thing?
No, that also did happen, yes, but when he was battling this lady, he surrounded the two of them with a orb of 60 feet of darkness that you figured out could damage people if you were in it. You didn't want to actually go in there for understandable reasons, but I forget who it was, but someone rolled an Arcana check and figured out what the spell was. But, I will say for this one, the recap was a bit all over the place, so, for this one, no inspiration, unfortunately.
Yeah, sorry, that was my fault. I barely remember anything.
I didn't do my homework.
So...
The part that I remembered was the fact that we're in the live chapter.
No, that was previously. You were in Act 1. You were currently well within Act 2, the death of Strahd.
Yeah, okay.
Learning about his times of being a vampire before modern day. So I will take us to... We'll just go to the Barovian map as a whole for a setting. I don't believe you've done a proper reading of the book for the next chapter yet. But I think you did take a long rest and it is the next day. If I'm recalling correctly.
I think I rolled for it and just missed it, maybe.
Let me scroll up because it's probably in here somewhere. A lot of attacks going on. I'm seeing...
I don't think we did the rolls for the next chapter.
Yeah, no, you haven't done it yet because I don't remember revealing the title of the next chapter. And I believe we still have one day before Kai's armor is done?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Bolt, if you would like to do your reading. Also, I imagine, because there's no reason for them not to, there's a Bardic Inspiration and a Guidance.
And advantage.
And advantage. Why, wouldn't it be funny if one day Tony Starry are just like, I'm just not feeling it today. Do it on your own merits. I know how important this is, but you know,
I mean, depending on how some of these chapters go, Cobra might never give him advantage one day.
hmm. Ooh,
It's a D10 now, right, for the bardic inspiration.
yes. So that could come up to okay.
18, 19.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not enough. This chapter's pretty heavily encrypted. It seems like maybe Strahd doesn't want people getting this far in the book. Obviously, you've seen a progression of it getting harder and harder as you've been decoding, but this one is probably your hardest one yet that you've had to crack. There's been some ups and downs, sure, but for whatever reason, he doesn't want people knowing about whatever's in this chapter and the following chapters. And that's 4 hours of the day were spent on that. Let me find... Now, a thought occurs to me. Because you guys are focusing on the book all this time, Dan probably has time to craft potions while you're doing this. I should probably figure out what he would have for you after all this time, or what he could be working on.
And we already rolled for this off game, but we worked on the rings.
Right.
Yeah.
Can I suggest a potion that he can work on?
Sure.
The potion of Ethernet, the one that goes to the ether plane.
Oh, potion of etherealness.
Yes.
Okay, so
A potion of Ethernet. Suddenly we have internet in Barovia.
finally! I just have to
About damn
look.
time.
I can finally watch my One Piece.
Let me take a quick look. Oil of etherealness. I just need to see the rarity of the potion to see how long it would take him to make. Oh, that's a rare one. Okay. So that's one of the ones that's going to take him a while to do. A rare potion for him to craft takes 12 and a half days, so he won't be able to get that in time unless you all want to hunker down and just, even after finishing the book, let him get that done. On the easier side of things, basic healing potions take like half a day. Greater healing potions are 2.5 days. If Dave helps him out, that time is also cut in half. Superior healing potion would take 7.5 days and cost 500 gold, but he has the means to do that since gestures to the massive pile of various wealths. And a supreme is 5,000 gold, but it would take 10 whole days to do on the healing potion spectrum of things. And since the armor took 5 days, I would imagine Dan would have approximately 5 days to play with.
I think the healing potions will be worth it.
Right, which ones? Basic, greater, superior. Although, to be fair, if it is the superior, he's probably only making one. Actually, let me grab a calculator really quick. Because, like I said, if Dave is helping him, which there's literally no reason for him not to, it's not like he's going into the book with you. Divided by 2. With the proper funds and materials, it would take them, like, basically 3.5 days to make a single superior healing potion. So, you guys want to wait like one more day after the armor, he could make 2 superiors for you. Or 1.25, so we'll just say 1.5 for the sake of ease in breaking this down. So If it's 1.5 days to make a greater, and you spent 5 days, that would at least be 2 to 3 if you want to give him some extra time for greater healing potions. And of course, healing basic take half a day, so he could make a bunch of healing potions.
You guys think we should just do with the basic ones since he can pop out more of those?
Yeah.
Right, so that would be 10 healing potions for the 5 days of doing these, when everything is said and done. To be distributed to whoever once you're done with all 5 days. But, well, since you didn't crack it this time, you can spend some more time to try and crack it again with the same benefits as before. Oof.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use my I'm gonna use my Flash of Genius on that. So add 4 to it.
Okay, so that at least brings you up to an 11. So put in your D10 and your D4. Nice.
Oh yeah, that's a 21, and then I'll add the extra D4. So 25.
And wouldn't you know it, that is just barely above what you needed for this chapter. Like I said, they get harder as you go further along. As you finally manage to break through this complex cipher and code, you read the chapter name, Chapter 10, The Legacy of Vasily von Holtz. The mist begins to fade in. I finally took it upon myself to visit the new head of the Watcher family. Lovina Watcher. Watcher. Was no longer the fragile-looking child I'd seen all those years before, but a ruler. She extended her hand and greeted me warmly. Welcome, Lord Vasily. And the mists begin to fade in. You find yourself in a carriage alongside Strahd once more. You seem to be heading towards Vallaki down the road as you look out the window of the carriage. Even though you're in the past in these stories, you can tell based on basic landmarks that haven't changed too much. Yeah, this is the way to Vallaki. Before you get into the town proper, you notice Strahd's visage begin to change before you. For those aware, this is definitely a disguise person spell. And before you, you all see a man you've seen before. He's wearing... He's a handsome guy with kind eyes and an irresistible smile. His hair is black, and actually, I do believe I have art for him that I could be showing, because I believe I showed it to you once before. Let me pull up his
I
art.
was gonna say,
Ooh.
if this is you setting up Dad being in the book somehow, that'd be amazing.
I mean, we don't know yet.
There he is. This man.
Oh, that guy.
The one that got you, I keep forgetting. It is the armor that's being worked on is the one that you got from the job from Vasily, right? Or am I misremembering? And was Kardek's current armor. 'Cause I know we got Kardek some armor.
I know back in Vallaki there was a guy that does it.
The Vasily one got that was actually Zio's, and I don't know who took it after that.
I think Kai took it, and I think that is the armor that is being worked on again, unless I'm wrong.
What?
The armor that's currently being worked on, that's the armor that you got from the quest with Vasily, right? Where you got the bolts of clothing, turned them in, and he let you keep the armor?
That was it.
Okay, so I am remembering correctly. So you watch as Strahd transforms into the man that gave you that quest. And that probably gets some gears turning in your head. Was the Vasily you met the real Vasily? Was it Strahd? Was there even ever a Vasily von Holtz? And if that is true, why did Strahd want you to get that armor? Was it to just get you out of town? Was there some other reason behind it? As these questions swirl around your head, eventually the carriage stops in front of an elegant-looking house. You're all invited in. A stone fireplace pops and crackles in a familiar ebony-paneled parlor. 3 elegant suede couches surround a table made of obsidian and set with stunningly crafted gold-plated ceramic tea set. There's a woman waiting in the glow of the fire, lightly masked by the steaming tea. She wears a red and black lace dress, who has a strange familiarity to her aging face. You vaguely notice she kind of looks like Fiona, the woman who turned you away from Vallaki recently. Perhaps an ancestor? Unclear, but most likely.
Suspicious. Suspicious.
Indeed. A servant arrives and pours tea for everyone here. For Lovina? At least that was the name said at the beginning of the chapter. You all get some tea, as does Vasily, air quotes. And let's see. She begins speaking to everyone here to explain why exactly this meeting has been brought together.
Oh, hello, Broden.
Hi, Broden.
Hey, Broden.
Hey, Broden.
Welcome in. We are in book right now. And you've just learned that Vasily von Holtz, the man that gave you the quest for that suit of armor, may have been Strahd.
Lovely.
That's as much as you missed, pretty much.
Pretty much.
And our train wreck of a recap, which if I remembered more, might have been less of a train wreck.
It's fine.
It seemed like everyone was a little bit foggy.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot happened that session. So.
it's true. And I mean, this is Barovia. Of course, there's going to be everyone's going to be a bit misty or foggy or what have you.
Oh, is that how we're spinning it?
It's in canon.
Yeah.
It's in character.
It's.
I mean,
I
It's
know
ironic
it's
that-
in canon that the Barovia is foggy and stuff, but wait, technically that's not even true anymore.
no, there's still fog.
Yeah, there's still fog.
Even after we undid a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's still foggy here. That's just the nature of being in a valley near a lake.
Okay.
But I digress. You're also seen as it was set. You are in a woman's house that looks suspiciously like Fiona Watcher, the woman who turned you away from Vallaki very recently. However, she looks older than her and might be an ancestor, possibly. And she was about to get into why she summoned Vasily, air quotes, and all of you.
Itoki.
Oh, and also you have tea. Everybody has tea if they wish to partake in it in the book.
Okay. I'll sip my tea and let you continue the scene.
Suppose I should get right to it. Leo Dilisnya is a traitor. Because of his machinations, my family was killed. The reason why the wedding of Sergei and Tatiana went so poorly is all because of him. So many lives lost. What? He's been hiding for the last 50 years. But he's a fool. He's still wearing a signature necklace around his neck, symbol of his house, a shining golden lion. I recognized the medallion immediately when I saw him 1 week before the Festival of White Sun. It's a local celebration for the Morning Lord, if you're not familiar. She addresses all of you. I imagine he should be around 90 years old at this time, but he seems strangely youthful. Couldn't have looked older than 50. He's a sick old man who deserves to suffer for the rest of his days. His current name that he's going under is Heinrich Steinman. I believe he's held up with the monks at the Order of the Guardians. The monks live in the mountains a little north of town. They're devoted to gathering and maintaining restricted and ancient knowledge. They've all taken a vow of silence, so communication might be difficult, but I believe they will sometimes communicate with written word. I've visited twice before as a dignitary, and I've vague memory of what the layout is exactly, but I couldn't give you, like, a map, unfortunately. Is there anything else you need before you set out?
I think that's pretty much it, right?
Oh, and I'm gonna put in the Roll20 chat the name that Leo is going under now. Also, if you don't recall, you've met Leo before in the book. When Strahd did his ritual claiming over the lands, the ceremonial one, not the making the beating living heart, Leo was there with you as a noble. He was also there when Sergei and Strahd had their fight. And he apparently is the one behind the catastrophe that happened at the wedding. If everything said here is to be believed. Oh yeah, I never set music to those maps.
So we should recognize him when we see him.
Although, to be fair, he is older, but like she's described, he's still wearing that gold lion amulet, so as soon as you see that, you'll know who he is. Do I want to use this song for here? Maybe. Alright. Give me just a moment. I'm looking through my music here to see which one would fit the scene best. Because admittedly, I did forget to properly put a song tied to the map.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Our notes. Where is it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the one I use at Argynvost because I think it kind of works. Or, actually, maybe this one. Alright. Now that I have that properly set up, let's go into here. The sleek ebony walls of Watchtower House warp and bow. Mist leaks through the cracks in the panels, and images of the night sky clouded with ravens rise from the wood grain. The boards now frame the interior of the carriage. Gust knocks at your windows, and the wagon bounces along a rough gravel road. Even the regal posture of Vasily von Holtz buckles slightly on a particularly large bump in the path. The clop of horse hooves and clatter of wooden wheels slows to a stop. Vasily looks through the window and surveys the craggy vista. With a deep inhale, his vest darkens and cloak drapes from his shoulders. A pallid undeath watches over his face. The kind eyes sink into his skull. The Lord of Barovia opens the door of his carriage and steps down its stairs to meet the fresh mountain air and the dirt of his land. His physical form melds with the air, and you drift alongside him into the skies, climbing above hundreds upon hundreds of feet of switchbacks and dangerous mountain paths woven into the peaks as they rise well above the clouds. And eventually, you see this above you. I'm probably going to put one of your tokens on this map for showing you where.
I volunteer.
Okie doke.
Because like, it's like I volunteer because Karnak would definitely not.
Let's grab Kardec for showing you where you are in position on this map. Just the nature of beast before we go into anything else. This map is just to give you a basic layout of the entirety of the structure. When you get to a structure that has an actual map, we will shift to that map. And we'll come back here every so often to show your climb as you make your way to the top, potentially. Okay. You make it to the stairs. Strahd leaves his mist form, and precariously secured rotting planks jut out from the sediment layers of the mountain stone. Hanging between segments of the staircase are facades of buildings carved directly into the rock. When Strahd takes his very first step with violent determination on his face, as his leather boot presses to the first plank, he recoils as if he's touched a hot iron. The black cloak billows behind him like wings, and he retreats, gazing scornfully over the mountain complex. It seems they have placed a forbidden spell upon this place. I'll give that rat something. He's clever, I suppose. All right. The plan, then. You lot will go into the structure here and look for Leo. When you find him, give me a signal, and I will come into wherever he is. Suppose we should work out what your signal is so I know it when I see it.
It'll probably be like one of our cantrips, right? If someone shoots like a little firebolt up, or...
That could work. If someone has firebolt, could use it like a flare.
I mean, I have a mad.
You know what? Fine. I'll have Karnak do it. Just to show that he's somewhat paying attention.
All right.
Let me just... Wow, okay.
Because it's funny. Let's
I
see.
didn't plan that, so that's even funnier than what I planned, honestly.
Please hit Strahd.
No.
Just sets the entire mountain on fire.
Well, that solves that problem. Another job well done. So, no, Kurdik, you're a little confused. You go to shoot the firebolt, and there's, like, nothing for a little bit. You look at your finger, and then there's a sudden explosion into your face. So, what I rolled, you're not taking damage from this, but you're confused. You end your turn
Did
and
I
move
just
to the
flashbang myself?
You did, yes. But you,
Oh, fuck!
you ended your turn, moved to the bottom initiative order, which doesn't really matter here. But yeah, no, you flashbanged yourself.
Anybody actually hears them yell out, "Oh, fuck."
Hmm.
Like that was in character, just because. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I will look for a firebolt. Just try not to shoot yourself in the face again.
Sorry, boss.
Good luck.
I-
Okay. So, does anyone want to set anything up, or are you good to begin your journey up the stairs?
I'm not sure how much prep work we need right now. Do you guys need to set anything up or?
I'm good.
Also, Strahd makes it very clear he wants you to give him the signal so he can deal with Leo. If you need to subdue him, try not to kill him. He wants that job. He wants to make sure he can be the one to take him out. Actually, no, wait. Let me look again. He wants him alive because he made a promise to Lavina, which you didn't necessarily get to see because the book faded out. But you imagine if you're successful, you'll see what the fate of Leo Dilisnya was.
Clover just starts to walk.
And put you right here as I read what this first building, or set of buildings more accurately, is. You walk about 100 feet up the stairs, and you see 3 two-story domiciles that follow along the path. You can enter these buildings if you'd like, or you could keep moving on. Although I suppose if you're being thorough, you probably want to check every building.
Yeah.
And let's go to this one. I don't know what your marching order will be exactly, so it is a narrow staircase, obviously. It's like basically a 5-foot wide path, so you'll be in single file. So who's at the very front?
Clover.
Okay, so Clover's at the very front. Who's behind Clover?
Antonius is going to be like between at least one person, unless Kai is in front, and then he's going to be up.
I'm gonna be right behind Clover.
Okay, so Kai is behind Clover. Who's behind Kai?
Because you said that.
Hmm.
Ah! No!
I'll be behind him.
All right, so I will put Bolt next. Okay.
I mean, you could also have done the other thing of being directly behind Antonius, just to
Nah,
keep him on his toes.
I'll be all right. We
Right.
got plenty of people to do that.
True. Is Antonius going to be after Bolt?
Sure.
All right.
I just picture Antonius on a row shoulder.
Okay, that works too.
Right, and I guess that means Raoul will be next, followed by Kardak holding up the rear.
Yep.
All right, and I will bring you to the map. Although it's night right now, it's very hard to see. I imagine Kardak will take out a torch if you still have them.
I have a hooded
I would
lantern.
assume he does. Yeah.
Sorry, what did you say, Hoshi?
I have a hooded lantern.
Oh, okay. How much light does that give?
Like a cone, right?
think so, yeah.
Hood Lantern casts bright light in a 30 feet radius and dim light for additional 30 feet.
Okay.
It burns for 6 hours on 1 pint of oil. As an action, I can lower the hood or reduce the light to dim light to 5-foot radius.
Okay.
So 30 feet bright light, 30 feet
Okay.
dim light.
All right, so I'm gonna take you to this map, and so some of you might be floating in the air. That's because the map just doesn't show the full staircase. You're basically on the staircase, just for reasons of limited space. You're floating in the air. Clover, you're in front of the door.
It's okay. Cartoon physics.
Yeah, exactly. You haven't looked down, so you basically have permanent time over the air.
Not just they didn't have the budget to draw the rest of the stairs, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm. But Clover, you find yourself at the door of this domicile.
Clover checks the door if it's locked.
Surprisingly, no. You imagine, though, that because they're this high in the mountains, odds are they probably don't imagine many people would climb up here to steal from a bunch of monks.
Clover will stealthily open the door.
Alright. And as you open, you see this. A small, quiet room filled with little more than a wash basin, a barrel, and a worn, splintering table is nestled into the mountain. A rickety ladder leads to a second floor, which is propped up through a small square cut in the ceiling above. What is everyone's passive perceptions?
15.
Okay.
11.
Okay.
I got 18.
Okay, and the Bolton Antonius?
Passive perception.
Yes.
16.
20.
Okay, I think only Kardak is the one who isn't able to hear this. Everyone else, you hear some snoring coming from upstairs. Whoever's in here, they are asleep. And the upstairs is obviously where they would be sleeping.
Clover puts her finger to her mouth to tell everybody to be quiet. And she's just going to sneak in. And head to the ladder to go to the second floor.
And I will put you up there. And let's scroll chat up and zoom this out just a little bit. Okay. I take it Kai and Bolt are also going up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put you there. Yep, sure enough, as you stealthily come in here, you see some monks, too, sleeping in beds. They have footlockers down there. Maybe they have stuff in there, but it's not exactly clear.
Bolt just looks at Clover, pulls up his thieves' tools, and gives a should-I look.
Clover pulls out her own thieves' tools.
I'm gonna try to break into that chest.
All right.
And Clover's going to try to break into this one.
Right. Feel free to roll.
Are we? Would it be sleight of hand then?
Yeah, sleight of hand.
All right, I have a +10 to this, hopefully. 29.
The two of you, it's child's play. Like I said, these monks aren't expecting people to come and steal their stuff, so they have, the bare minimum of a lock on this thing. It pops open, and doesn't seem like they have much in there. There's, they have a change of clothes in there, and that's about it. Seems like these are the sort of monks that have no material possessions, really. Just as minimal as they can live off of the land is what they have.
And do I want to be cool or do I not want to? No, no. I, Clover just points to the stairs. We head back down.
Alright.
But just very quietly, fireman's carry style, slides down the ladder.
Alright. Do. Boop. Right, and that's all that was in this particular domicile.
And then Clover's gonna keep moving.
And this is just the nature of this place, so I'm gonna speed through these next ones because they look identical to each other, all of the buildings to a certain point. So you basically come in, you see the layout's the same, there's more sleeping monks. There's one that has some incense burning in caged censers, filling a barren living chamber. It's a nice smell. The wisps of smoke mix with the cold air and rise through a hole leading to the second floor. Like, it seems that certain monks that are higher up get, I mean, not like exorbitantly better, obviously, but a little better. They have the incense burning in the people that are higher up in the order, whereas the lower levels just get the basic. Still, like I said, it's not like the difference between a motel and a 5-star hotel. It's more like a room with some incense burning and no incense, and that's it. I'll bring
At
you...
least
Go ahead.
I didn't let my intrusive thoughts win this time.
True.
Because I was thinking about looking for their key to the door, locking them in, and burning it.
Damn. I feel like everyone in the party be like, Clover, why?
Yeah, we're kind of only just after the one guy, right?
Yeah. I
Do
mean...
we really need to burn all these other monks and priests?
Yeah, honestly, these monks are innocent as far as you know. Like, Lavina told you what they're about. They preserve, like, arcane items and secrets, but sort of like the mages at the Amber Temple, but not nearly as, what's the word? Like, the Amber Temple had mages protecting people from getting in, but the Order of the Guardians don't really have any, like, you know, vestiges of God sealed away that they need to ensure people don't talk to.
Except for that one.
Yeah, you know, they've got the one, but...
I mean, Clover does hunt down cultists. So, her thought was probably kill them before they rally up everybody else. Or to make sure if we have to fight somebody, no one comes up behind us.
I mean, also Clover, to be fair, we're in a book where events have already happened. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm gonna grab? I'll grab your lineup from the other map. And I'll probably have to work you around a little bit. Just have to figure out which one is the upper and which one is the bottom floor. Because this one, obviously, as you can see from the map, has more than one level. Copy. I believe... Oh, yeah, no, I know exactly what it would be then. It'd be basically the inverse. So... Whoop. And then we do that. Do this, you at the back. Okay, and now I can read out this building that you see before you. The exterior of this building stands apart from the facades of the others. A tower-like structure stands inverted. Its domed roof is embedded on the ground, and its foundation clings firmly to Mount Baratok, like a stalactite. A door once hung from rusted hinges bolted to the stone and wood ahead of you, but it has long since worn away. And let's see. To this. Okay, so I do have you kind of in the wrong position, but it is fine. I can move you down to here. Okay. And I will move you to the map because, I mean, there's nowhere to go but forward. So Kardec is slightly off the map because spacing issues, but I will put him on once there's more room here.
Actually, kind of funny. Because again, like I've said every single time we've gone into this book, Kardec does not give a shit about this book. He's using it as a means to an end to try to learn anything he can. He's paying attention, but only just.
And I will read this room that you find yourselves in. The cleanly swept floors of this room sit empty. A ladder to the immediate left is propped up through to the second story. The northern wall seems carved rather than paneled, and fitted in the stone. Spanning the entire eastern wall is a sliding door.
Clover stealthily opens up the door.
Right? You slide it open, and you see an observation deck, it looks like. And if you'd like to, you can go to the platform over here and roll a perception check to see what you see nearby.
Bolt would also do that.
All right.
17.
With a 17, well, actually, I'll start with Clover. With your 7, I mean, it's pretty windy up here, and with the direction the wind's blowing, and it's kind of blowing in your face, so you can't really properly see. You have your eyes squinted. Plus, you are in Barovia. It's misty as shit.
Then you look over Bolt. He's got his little neck handkerchief up above his face and his goggles down.
And because you are more kitted to observe through here, you can see through the mists the distant lights of Vallaki from here. So the monks can definitely see the town below, should they desire to, or if someone is heading their way. But it seems like no one was on duty to do that this night for whatever reason.
Bolt just walking in says, kind of underneath his breath, but more whispering, "Man, whoever wrote this book really skimped on the budget."
Clover heads upstairs.
Right? Let's see. Okay, and I will bring you up to the upper level, Clover. There's another sliding door to your right. And I imagine Bolt and Raoul are also coming up here.
Yeah.
Sure.
And we'll bring Antonius and Kardec into the room. Kai's gonna hop up. So, for those of you that are up there, obviously the path forward is right over here. There's a sliding door. There's also a desk in here, it looks like. The doors are... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I messed up. This door is supposed to be locked. The sliding door is locked.
I will pick the lock.
Bolt is gonna rummage through the desk.
Let's see. Look, key can be found. Large. Okay. Oddly enough, it doesn't say what's in the desk, but I can figure out what's in there. It's pretty easy. You open the desk, there seems to be, some parchment, quills, a few ink pots, so they can write prayers and the like. With a 24, again, child's play. Click. And you see a chest outside, which does not appear to be locked.
And I will open the chest.
Inside the chest, you find several scrolls detailing an incomplete and largely incorrect history of Barovia. Like, some stuff is embellished, some stuff is just completely false, although you don't know much about the history of Barovia outside what you've heard from this book, so you don't know the exact accuracy, but it seems wrong.
Clover will leave it and then walk back in and keep moving.
Right? And we will put...
So I have a question. I have a question for yelling.
Okay.
Now that Antonius is in the room and sees the bear rug, what is he gonna do?
I'm a little confused by the question because I don't think Antonius would necessarily do anything specific. It's like it's not like he hasn't seen a lot of horror since joining this entire party. At this point, he's probably used to it.
It's just a bear rug.
Like, it's not on fire, so he's fine.
Yeah.
It sounded more entertaining in my head. Let's just put it that way. My brain was like, oh, Antonio sees big fuzzy rug, immediately curls up and goes to take a nap.
I mean, he could do that, but also he has some pride.
Hardly.
He has some standards. Unclear exactly what they are, but there are standards.
Yeah.
I press X to doubt.
Right. Are you guys gonna basically keep to the original marching order, basically?
Probably.
So we'll put y'all back in that order. Let me look at the next place really quick. You would be coming in from there. Okay. This area is going to be big, so some of you will be off map when I put you in again. Like, I mean, for sake of ease, I'll probably just have some of you in the room proper. And we'll put Raoul and Kardec. Can go right there. We'll open the door. Okay. So, back to the main map to show how you've been progressing. Zoop, up to here. Over to there. And up here. A wall nearly twice the width, and by the number of chips and cracks and wear, twice the age of the other buildings extends from a recession in the mountain. There's a door which, again, it isn't locked, so you all open it and head inside. Okay, let's grab... A smooth, hand-carved table surrounded by matching chairs extends the length of a 30-foot long... Extends the length of... Oh, no, wait, that's actually how it's written. Weird. I guess that's a typo. Extends the length 30 feet long. The 30 feet long hall. Shelves on the north end of the room are stocked with rations and utensils. A door set in the west wall stands slightly ajar. I should probably fix that in lighting. Actually, I imagine you're just going to push it the rest of the way, so... And inside, that is... Braziers hang from the edge of the banisters overhead that give light to a cavernous chamber. A staircase is tucked against the north wall and snakes around to the second story. A symbol is branded on the floorboards and covers most of the room. And resting over its furthest edges is a woven meditation map. There's also, let me zoom in. Actually, no, you can't really see. You kind of see, like, the starting of a door frame over this way, so there's probably some rooms over that way. But these are the stairs that lead up. And just for clarification's sake, this is the bottom of the stairs, this is the top of the stairs. Yeah. And now that you're over here... Oops, sorry, go ahead.
Clover's just going to slowly just open up this door.
Alright, and I will describe the room as you see it. Let's see, that one is... Yes, I was right. A nondescript desk with a nearly extinguished candle melted down to its wick takes up most of the far wall. A robed figure is hunched over a pile of papers on the tabletop, and she's very clearly asleep at the moment.
Clover slowly walks over to the sleeping woman
Mm-hmm.
and gets a good look at her.
Right, I will show you her art from the token. Let's see, I believe that's... There we go. Where is... she's, like I said, sleeping at the desk, basically. She seemed to have been working on scribing something, but she was really tired and just conked out. You can probably get into the desk without disturbing her, but that's definitely going to be a sleight of hand, and it's going to be iffy.
I will try to get to the desk.
Alright, roll sleight of hand.
31.
Oh yeah, I'm not even going to have her roll. There's no way in hell she's going to beat you. You do it very calmly and carefully, trying not to make any noise. Of course, just the nature of its being, it makes a little noise, and she stirs ever so slightly. But she does not notice. You see inside the drawer that there is 50 gold worth of fine parchment paper and a key.
I will take the key.
You now are the proud owner of a monastery of the Order Key.
Is this a wardrobe?
It didn't actually mention in here. I believe that it's... let's see. Yeah, it's a chest of
Like,
drawers. It's basically a dresser.
Clover heads over to the dressers to see if there's any clothes in there.
You open it up. There's some clothes in here. There's also a priest pack and a scholar's pack nestled in there.
Clover would take the clothes and walk out and quietly close the door.
Alright. She's none the wiser.
Walt is going to check this door here.
Clover will put one hand up to before he opens up the door. Clover will put on the priestess clothing and then turn into her.
Okay. So, I didn't add her to your different forms, but I can make this work. I probably should have. But I can make this. We'll make this attached to your sheet. See, Clover. HP. Yep, that's set properly. Your spell save DC. Oops, went too far. And your armor class. There. And I'm going to put this one on the GM's layer. Put you in your position that you were on. I imagine you've put away the lantern at this point, yeah, since you're in a well-lit area.
Yes, but I still can't see past here.
Oh, you know what would help if I granted this token vision? Wait, it is granted vision. What can't you see past?
I don't see Bolt over here
Oh,
or the other door.
right, because there's no lighting in that corner. So I guess you could keep the light. If you want to keep the lantern out, you could.
Yes.
30. All right. And now, Bolt, you wanted to open the door, correct?
Yes, quietly.
Okay. You open the door, and you see a ladder that leads up. Whoops. There we go. This room is also lit by a lantern hanging on the wall. This seems a little redundant, all things considered. There's a ladder that leads up, and there's also a staircase? Maybe there's a room that you can only get in with this ladder, but you wouldn't be able to know from this particular angle.
Bolt goes up the ladder.
All right. You head up the ladder, and
Over.
and Clover comes by. Well, before I move you, let me move a Bolt out of the way of the ladder. So, I guess I didn't properly set that up because that should have been a wall that you just walked through. Let me look at the lighting. Yeah, no, it...
Don't you love just phasing through walls all the time?
Okay, there we go. So, this room is very small, and it seems to lead to a tunnel that leads somewhere else entirely. Right, and as you go there, you notice... We don't have foreground yet, but it seems to lead really far away from this point. Above game, this will lead you to one of the other maps. So it's up to you if you two want to move on to the other area, or if you want to head back to everyone and deal with this maybe a little later.
Probably best to head back.
Yeah, head back.
Yeah.
And we will put bolts down here, and Clover will follow. And I will scroll on down. All right.
Over, head upstairs.
Okie doke.
So there's a ladder over there that goes somewhere else.
Probably check it out after what's up these stairs.
Okay, and I will put you on the top of the stairs where, let's see, this is area, where are you? So you're on the second floor. You can see downstairs some of the people in your party that are still making their way up. And obviously you notice there's a door right over here, as well as a door over here. If you...
I will open this door.
About that, it's locked, but you might have a surprise tool that'll help you now.
I tried the key.
It fits perfectly, and
Open the door.
crumbling aged scrolls rolled and bound by leather ties pile from floor to ceiling. Nestled alongside the neatly ordered bundles of parchments are hand-bound tomes in color-coded rows.
Clover looks the bolt and then points into the room. As she's... Ooh, I didn't see the door. she goes into this door.
It is also locked, but you still have that key.
I use the key.
And it unlocks perfectly. Seems this was like a master key, and I will describe this room. Gee. Candlelight paints monstrous shapes on the walls of this small room. A marble podium stands in the northern wall. Leaning over a dais is an aging man with tightly cropped graying hair and a dense fraying beard. Around his neck, weighing heavily against this thick wool robes, is an ostentatious golden lion's head. And allow me to show you the art of Old Man Leo. Here's my handout.
Oh my god, it's Leomon.
We have to kill him.
You do. It's tragic. No, wait. You're not supposed to kill him because Strahd didn't want you to kill him. No!
Screw Strahd, I don't make the rules.
Clover sees this man, and she will put her hands behind her back and make a sign to whoever's behind her to signify to make the signal for Strahd.
Right. And there's a window right over here that you could probably shoot a signal out, but the man, upon hearing the door unlock, looks towards you. Anya, are you done transcribing?
No,
There's
I'm
some.
just taking a break. I just can't figure it out.
His eyes narrow. You're not Anya. All of the monks here, aside from me, have taken a vow of silence. Who are you, and what have you done with Anya?
You didn't do your research.
They told you right at the very beginning that that was a thing. You
We
just
did our
forgot.
research.
You did your research and then forgot about it.
I hear that.
How dare you forget? Alright, time to knock him out.
All right, Ragul, I think we have to kill this guy.
Dang.
Oh man.
Damn. Alright, someone tell Karnak to get the firebolt out. We'll subdue him.
Clover just sighs.
Non-lethal fireball.
I mean, above game I could, but I don't want to right now.
It wouldn't be non-lethal.
Clover just looks at him.
It would just be quick.
I'm not looking for violence.
Who sent you here? Was it that devil?
No. No, he did not. We're
Yeah.
just here to learn.
And he's gonna roll insight as you roll deception.
Technically, I'm not lying.
I mean, technically, rules of the book, you were sent here, but he rolled an 8.
16.
Even if I was going to give him advantage, that's still not enough. Alright. So clearly you don't know the rules. This area is only for proper members of the order, or if we're indicting people further. And there's a prey area, but that's beside the point. Guests are allowed here, and jeez, you really didn't do your research, did you?
No, I didn't.
I know you've had a long road to get here, but I'm going to have to get the actual Anya. She's okay, I gather.
Yeah, she's just sleeping at a desk in her room.
Well, I guess we're going to wake her up and we're going to have her escort you to one of the sleeping quarters, and we can deal with this in the morning. And
So, what entirely do you guys do here?
we keep logs and history of the realms of Barovia at large. I mean, you're in the library right now. A lot of our work is here.
Do you guys have anything here that we can use to get rid of the devil?
He once again narrows his eyes at you. So that's why you're here. Listen, Can I trust you? I mean, you snuck in here. Probably not.
I may have snuck in here, but I never killed anybody on my way up here.
Also,
Does that show my,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
doesn't that show my good of faith here? That I don't want to cause any trouble?
Roll a persuasion. And, Daluna, are you going to act on what Raoul said and have you sent the signal to Strahd?
Yes, was waiting for that to be over.
Okay.
But here you go.
So yeah, I imagine you like walk into the room a bit more and launch a firebolt out the window. And now, oops, sorry, go ahead.
Yay, a 20. He did miss.
Yep.
That would have been even worse.
You sure hit that window. Let me tell you. Combat isn't happening yet, but let's just roll initiative for the sake of getting things sorted here. Okay. And let me grab... Where is our boy? There he is. Let's do that. And I'm going to put him on the map. He isn't here yet. Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. I didn't mean to grab that. That's a handout. I'm putting him on the board. He isn't here yet. However... Wait, what's going on with this token? Why is it acting weird? I'm adding Strahd to the turn order. Although there is something I want to put very particularly instead of his name. Okay, now it's working, but... And we'll put... Alright, and I believe that has everyone in there. You may notice what happens after Clover.
Oh lord, he coming.
Alright. And as that firebolt shoots out the window, a loud crash of glass is heard, and Leo immediately jumps, terrified. What was that? Listen to me. I have an idea on how to beat the devil. I have this ring, see? And he shows you like a blue and gold ring. It's been difficult, but it's given me powers over ice and snow. I can use a spell from this ring that will turn Strahd to ice, as if by the stone to flesh, but instead it's ice, and he'll be cold. I can also lower the temperature down and freeze him completely, and then I'll shatter him. and he'll be done and out of our lives forever. If that was someone trying to bring him here, I'm ready. Oh god. Oh god, this is happening too quickly. Bull. Oh, sir. Go ahead.
Clover just said, I believe in you.
Walt is just gonna be like right here by the door. I'm gonna hold my action. If he for some reason turns hostile, I'm a shoot him.
Fair. Clover.
Clover goes into the room and gets next to him and just like looks at the door. She's pretending to look scared.
Alright.
And she's gonna hold her action to swipe the ring from him when Strahd comes in.
Okay. So, Strahd appears next to the window. He doesn't see Leo in the room. Kardak, are you going to give him some kind of signal where he needs to go? Daluna?
Oh, what?
So Strahd has flown next to the window where you launched the shot from to get his attention, but he doesn't see Leo. Are you going to say where Leo is or give him a signal of some kind where he needs to go?
He'll just point to him.
Okay, so you point up, and he nods. When it becomes his turn again, he will react. Kai?
Just letting history take its course here.
Alright, fair enough. Antonius, anything to add to the situation?
I'll give someone inspiration.
Who are you going to give inspiration to? You could give it to your buddy Strahd in this particular scenario.
Don't know if I do that.
What if it carries over to the actual Strahd?
He held on to that inspiration for centuries.
Meanwhile, outside the book, you just see Strahd in the castle doing his normal business, and just suddenly, oh, I feel inspired all of a sudden.
You know, maybe I'll
give it
write
to
that novel.
Clover.
Can you see Clover?
Yeah, I don't think you can see Clover from your current position.
Where the fuck is everybody?
We went upstairs.
Yeah.
I looked away for like 2 seconds and suddenly like half the party's gone.
Yeah, everybody's upstairs. Well, not everybody. Half the party is upstairs.
I mean, Antonius would go upstairs, but
I mean, you've got your movement. You could move upstairs.
it's clear that some of the stairs have up arrows and down arrows, and
So-
that's who's in.
Yeah, this is the top of the stairs. Kai is in front of the bottom of the stairs.
And then...
Yeah, Antonius ain't moving.
Alright, fair enough.
It's just-
You
Man,
know
I know I could be a
exactly what's
bouncer.
happening.
I know I could be a bouncer for anybody to keep him out.
So no inspiration given in that
Okay.
case.
Raul, any plans?
Not really, just kind of peering over, seeing, like, Strahd down there, just kind of having a little oh shit moment and just moving out of the way so he can, when he needs to come, he'll come.
Okay. Kardak, I imagine you're sticking to your wait and see sort of attitude.
Pretty much.
I'll bring us to Leo. All right, no need to panic. I'm sure. We need more space. I think this room is tiny and we can't get cornered. But he's going to, let's see, 5, 10, and he'll see Bolt and Raul. Oh, who the hell are you? As minions?
No?
Bolt just looks at him. Interns.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage. This man is paranoid, and suddenly you are here, and the devil is coming.
We are interns. That is 7.
You are a terrible.
I have
interns.
15. even with
Yeah.
disadvantage.
Broken the vow of silence.
Yep. Well, you know what? He believes Bolt might be here, like Clover is also not researching, but you are a wolfman, Raoul, and you're very clearly working with the devil.
Not in the memory. I'm a vampire. There's a difference.
And that's so much better.
Exactly. I'm not a wolfman. I'm a vampire at this moment. He obviously sees the fangs, and I say, "No, I am not with the devil."
And with that, in fear, he activates Spirit Guardians.
Reaction.
Yes.
Because now he's turning hostile, I get to shoot him.
Very true. That was your action, so roll to shoot.
18.
So hey, guess what? He doesn't believe you now that you're intern anymore, but yeah, roll the damage. That hits.
11 magical piercing. He just watches as this vampire dude, it just was like, oh yeah, I'm an intern. Suddenly he has a gun.
You should have, if you wanted to keep the bit going, you could have like said that you're aimed it at Raoul temporarily.
Look out! He's got a gun.
You could have shot me. It would have been funny.
That would have been funny. Let's see, what is it? A 15-foot radius.
You know what?
I believe?
You know what? Can I actually do that? Just retcon and I shoot him instead.
Okay, I'll allow it. So I will give him his 11 health back. And Raoul, you take 11.
Bolt is just like, wait, he is? Bam!
And Raoul, I also need you to make a wisdom saving throw as a bunch of angelic figures seem to fly at you.
Oh,
Okay. 27. You don't have disadvantage, so you succeed, taking half of 17 damage. It is radiant. That won't matter at this moment, but it is radiant.
I'm gonna, just to keep the bit going, I'm gonna roll something really quick. Oh, I've been shot. Oh. A bolt of the 18 would have not hit me, but I'm trying to ham it up.
Oh no! Oh.
He just shoots a part of your armor that he knows would deflect the bullet.
Yeah. Oh.
Like, don't know why you're hamming it up exactly, but we will destroy you and your master. Need more space and more time. Get rid of him. And he doesn't have any bonus actions, so that would be Leo's turn. Bolt, what do?
Pull an old yeller, do it, Bolt.
No, Paul, that's my dog. I'll do it.
That's my dog, I'll do it!
It's okay, I can take the damage.
Bolt is gonna play the bit. He's gonna just walk up and just be like, stranger danger, and he's gonna shocking grass roll.
It would be with advantage because I'm wearing metal armor technically.
Oh, really?
22.
Yeah.
22 would not hit.
Oh.
Alright. I forgot how
Raoul's very
obscenely tanky you
He's
are.
a thick boy.
You would have taken 18 lightning damage if that would have hit you.
Oh no, I got electrocuted.
Oh!
Kai just face palms. Just like he's just hearing it from upstairs.
Oh, my bones.
I gotta take him to like a theater or something.
I gotta introduce this man to my mother.
The module's a bit weird at this point, because it mentions there's also an anti-magic field somewhere in here, but it doesn't say specifically where, so I'm going to say it's like down here is where the anti-magic field is, just for the sake of argument. So if he goes downstairs, there's an anti-magic field. Up where you are, it is not active.
Alright. Well, that's Bolt's turn. He's still gonna be, like, in the door just as a way of trying to keep the guy, like, contained relatively.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
All right, Clover?
Clover is going to pretend to cower behind him and sleight of hand the ring off of him.
All right, roll that sleight of hand.
Boop. 18.
He doesn't notice. As you take the ring, you hear a voice whispering into your ear. It is asking you to kill. You're not attuned to the ring, so you have no obligation to follow its whisperings, but you now understand that this ring is some sort of magic item with sentience.
Clover's going to pocket the ring.
All right. And is that it for your turn?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, he coming. Strahd flies up. He does not come inside, but all of you upstairs will see as Strahd bursts through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style. Seething in pain, he points his finger at Leo. He is confident that, well, you are cowering behind him, so he also cannot see about how Clover is, and you notice as he's about to cast Fireball at Leo.
Oh shit.
Oh no!
Actually, so
You have
probably
evasion, right?
boop, 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 boop.
I had
It's 20-foot radius. Well, he's not gonna hurt himself, so he's probably like shooting like in the room here. Even that would still clip him. Fuck it. I could see him doing it anyway.
No, he doesn't get a
Bolt,
shit.
no!
No, 20.
It's okay,
feet.
I can tank it.
Yeah, that will hit Bolt. And Clover and Leo. So let me just roll his fireball real quick. Do. He is filled with rage right now. He hates this man. This man is why he's a vampire when you really break it down.
Sure, buddy.
Like, if he didn't cause that attack, just saying. Okay, so DC 23 Dex save or take 26 fire damage.
Ooh. Uncanny dodge.
He is not the dexterous kind of guy, Leo, so that is a 7. He's taken the full 26.
And then Dex save.
I'm not saving that. Alright, I'm taking fucking 26 fire damage.
Ooh.
So this 13. Then half of 13 is
7.
7. Take 7 damage.
And Strahd is in the Spirit Guardian, so I need him to also roll against that. So, hey,
And Leo will need to make a con save.
he sure will. He did just take a fireball to the face. Oh, and I gotta change the music now, because the devil is in town. Where is... There's his theme. And let's see, what is it for Spirit Guardians again?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Strahd's pretty decent at that. Well, decent. Oh, but he does have a wisdom saving throw, so I'll use that. Okay, surprisingly low. And that unfortunately does not beat it, so he will take 12 radiant. As the angels, who also look terrified, these spectral angels, as they attack Strahd in a panic. Doesn't really do much. Also, I realize now his HP bar isn't showing. There we go. That's all the damage that did. Hard to tell, but there's a teeny tiny little sliver that's missing from it.
Why am I in the wall?
Why are you in the wall? What happened?
I don't know. I'm good.
The bug is glitching.
Oh no.
Leo's health bar's not showing either.
Oh, and I should fix that as well. Boop. There we go. Now his health bar is there too. And now that this part of combat has actually happened, we're going to roll Strahd into initiative proper. Okay. 23. He goes after Bolt, but before Clover. And Leo screams. Terrified, but he has his plan. Surely this will work out for him. Kai, what do?
I guess I'll go. I'll try to go upstairs to see what's going on.
So let's see. That is. Whoops. Nope. That's the circle line. So you were at the bottom 5.
As far as I can
15, 20,
Oh,
25, 30.
okay.
So it'd be right there.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Unless you want to dash.
I do not.
Fair enough. Antonius?
Are we... Am I clear to go up without... I guess I'm clear to some extent.
No, I left the fire trail.
Not fully.
I can make it a fire trail.
I'm gonna hold action, walk up. I just want Kardak to first move, so there's some distance.
So you can't hold an action to move. You can hold an action to actually, cast a spell or attack, but you can't hold to move.
I jump on Kardak,
Okay.
and if Kardak moves, I will move.
Okay.
Tony says mush.
Daluna, do you consent to Antonius hopping on your back?
He always will, honestly. Like, it doesn't matter if it's in character or not. Like, he's always like, yeah, no, I'll do that.
All right, then that will bring us to Raoul.
Wait.
Oops. Yes.
Can I do it? Can I try doing it stealthily?
If you want to roll stealth, you certainly can. Yeah, I don't think Kardak feels or sees you climb onto his back. Just suddenly feels heavier for some reason. That's weird.
You break all laws of physics and get into his bag.
Yes. You just sort of
I'd
blink
believe
out
it.
of existence and then are in the bag.
Listen, it's all good.
Little did everyone know Antonius is a blink tabaxi. Very rare. Only he can blink in and out of existence, and only in this one instance.
Got some fae in him.
Yeah, just a little
Just got
fay.
some twice removed.
But Raoul, what you doing?
First, I gotta roll my save.
Mm-hmm.
I take half of Spirit Guardian's damage.
Okay, and let's roll that Spirit Guardians. Spirit Guardians. So, half 23, we round up, so that would be 12.
Ow. I mean, Strahd said he's gonna take care of this, so I'm just gonna get
Take a
out
back
of
seat.
this.
I mean, he would appreciate the help, because you're supposed to take him alive, but, I mean,
You know what?
he did say you had it.
Wolfie, is there a chair up there?
I don't know. I'm at half movement, but I have 45 feet, so I have enough movement to get right here.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I'm just gonna punch this guy repeatedly.
That's reasonable.
Vampire punch, go. 18.
That'll hit.
8.
And -8.
25 for 14.
And then -14. Looking
All
real
these are
rough.
non-lethal. And a crit.
And yeah, that crit hits. So he does
Or
have...
16.
I don't want to put like words in your mouth. He does have a mace. Do with that what you will. Oh, that's not enough to take him out if that's only 16, but he is looking really rough. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I just changed it to 16 instead of actually subtracting 16. Whoops. There we go. Like I said, he's looking real rough.
Roll those 3 constitution saves.
And let's see how he do. Con number 1. 15, I believe. Yeah, because that was only 8, so he had to beat a 10. Natural 1! And goodbye, Spirit Guardians.
Okay.
Pop!
I don't have any more actions this turn, but I'm just gonna say, like, when this guy's being taken care of, I'm just gonna take his mace. But I'll end my turn.
Alright. Kardec still in wait-and-see mode?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna hold action that if needed, he will not shocking grass. He will he'll do a chaos bolt if something gets anywhere near him that's like, oh yeah, like I need to actually attack this thing.
There.
If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, if anything actively gets aggressive against you, you attack.
Yep.
Right, that'll bring us to Leo, who goes to pull out his ring, and it's gone. What? Where did it go? Oh god, that was my entire plan! Okay, calm down. I still have options! Yeah, go! And he's going to try and banish the Devil Strahd.
Good luck.
Let's see, he needs to make a charisma saving throw and beat... Okay, interesting. So that's a 35.
Yeah.
I don't think he's, he made the save.
Yeah.
Magic slowly wraps around Strahd and he just sort of flexes it off. Oh, Leo. Poor, stupid Leo. Did you think I could be banished? That anything could take me away from this? You need to pay for your crimes, old man. And Leo loses all color in his face. Bolt?
Just casually walks back into the room, looks at Leo. I was never an intern at all, and just non-lethally, he's gonna take the his silver spear and basically with the pole arm and just bash him in the head.
Good old bonk.
Nat 20.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Are you one-handing him or two-handed?
he's gonna one-hand it. 7. And I don't know if it'll either be 10 or 13 if I even need those.
So yeah, that would be 10. That's more than enough to knock his ass out. You smack him on the back of the head, and he's... and he falls face first on the ground. Good work. Now then, he walks over to Leo, the Forbidden still burning at him. I think I have to roll damage for that. I will in a moment. Let's see, what's the Forbidden spell do damage-wise, because that was for a while. 5d... Ooh, that's a lot of radiant. Chosen creature enters a spell for first time on a turn, starts its turn there, so I need to roll, I guess, 10d10's worth of damage at this point. Do. And let's see. Defense roller. Because he entered and then he started a turn in there. Okay, 48 damage. Minus 48. And, that's a decent amount of damage done to him. Alright, let's see. Nope. Gotta go back this way. He throws Leo over his shoulder, and he looks at you. If you'd like to loot what you can from here, by all means, I will see you back at the castle. And he jumps out of the hole he made in the wall and flies off.
Making sure to grab that mace.
And let's see, I will look at that for a second to see. It is just a regular old mace.
Oh,
It is not magical. He was, I believe, stat-wise, he is technically a cleric, so he can add radiant damage to his attacks with the mace. But hey, it is a mace.
Mm.
There is Temple of the...
Over will put the ring on.
Okay. Interesting. Are you trying... Well, I guess because you have time to loot, I guess you would have time to try to attune to it. If you'd like to try. I could search the songs because it'd make it easier. Hold on, I'm gonna switch us briefly to the other map just so I can get the music back, because I have to find the dang thing. Okay.
Temple of Helm.
Yeah. Yes.
I do apologize. I do apologize. I need to now.
Oh, okay. Where can people find you?
You can find me tomorrow or today, depending on time zones. Doing an taking part in an artist raid train words.
Hmm.
So that's happening. And that starting at 10 a.m. EST or 11 p.m. JST or 7:30 p.m. SLST. So that's fun. And it's gonna be a whole slew of artists because this is a part of the Twitch's official creator clubs. So that's gonna be fun. I hope there's a lot of people who are interested in learning about it. I know the person before me is Level Up Design, and I've heard that it's gonna be knitting on their side, and then the person after me is Sleeping Luna Designs, and gonna be a little demo of previous stuff, and also maybe some needlework or something along those lines as well. And I'm gonna be doing live 2D rigging, or at least the art for the live 2D rigging. I don't know if it'll be ready to import into live 2D yet, but that's the plan. And there's a whole slew of artists all weekend long. So if you're excited for that, tune in tomorrow or today, depending on time zones. Well, this is probably going to be posted way after, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, how long is it going on for exactly, the artist raid train thingy?
It's going to be all weekend.
Oh.
And into next week, probably I
This...
think it's Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
Okay, so this might go up before that's over, so yeah.
My thing would be over by then.
Oh, well, yours specifically, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, and then other times you can probably catch me doing a stream on my own, or on Instagram, or on Blue Skies. I go by Yeltelmanlo, and my username is usually either yelling at me or yelling at me BT. Drake will probably fill in the rest
Hmm.
with the collab stuff.
Yes.
I love.
Love you too. Have a good
Gotta go.
night.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, and so again, Clover, are you trying to attune to this ring?
Yes.
Okay. So I need to grab this information because technically speaking, it is not in this module, but the item does exist. I just have to find the correct information on it. Ring of... Okay. Actually, for our Chalta Personality people, it is a ring that we may have seen in Chalta Personality.
Oh?
I'm just gonna share this in the party notes. Clover, you are now the proud owner, unless it gets disintegrated when you leave the book, of a Ring of Winter. Above board, now that you're attuned to it, you know that this ring was created by Delban, the Star of Ice and Hate, Antonius's former patron.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Mm.
And here's what it does. It is a gold band that resizes to fit snugly on the finger of its wearer. A thin layer of frost coats the outside of the ring, which normal heat can't melt. The ring feels ice cold to the touch and initially numbs the hand that wears it, but this cold ceases to be felt by one who is attuned to the ring. It is sentient, and it tries to take control of any creature that wears it. If it succeeds, the ring compels you to causes you to do harm to everyone and everything around you, in a cold-hearted attempt to incur the wrath of enemies and bring your doom. I have its stats here. You have non-detection while wearing this ring, which is probably why Strahd could not find Leo all of these years. Frozen time is also a thing. As long as you're wearing the ring, you will not age naturally. This effect is similar to suspended animation in that your age doesn't catch up to you once the ring is removed. The ring does not protect the wearer from magical or supernatural aging effects, such as horrifying visage or the ghost. You are immune to cold damage. You have 12 charges on your ring, and it gets all of its expended charges daily at dawn. You can expend the necessary charges to activate one of the following properties. You can expend one charge as an action to use the ring to lower the temperature in a 120-foot sphere centered at a point you can see 300 feet of you. Temperature in that area drops to 20 degrees per minute to a minimum of negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. Frost and ice begin to form on surfaces once the temperature drops below 32 degrees. This effect is permanent unless you use the ring to end it as an action, at which point the temperature in the area returns to normal at a rate of 10 degrees per minute. You can cast the following spells with a DC 17 save. Bigby's Hand with 2 charges. The hand is made of ice and immune to cold damage. It deals bludgeoning damage instead of force. Is a clenched fist. Cone of Cold for 2 charges. Flesh to Ice with 3 charges. That's basically, as previously mentioned, Flesh to Stone, but with ice instead of stone. It has the density and durability of stone. For 2 charges, Ice Storm. For 3 charges, Otaluk's Freezing Sphere. You can cast a Sleet Storm with 1 charge, Spike Growth with 1 charge, and the spikes are made of ice, and Wall of Ice for 2 charges. You can expend the necessary number of charges as an action and use the ring to create either an inanimate ice object with 2 charges or an animated ice creature for 4 charges. The ice object can't have any moving parts, must be able to fit in a 10-foot cube, and have the density and durability of metal or stone, your choice. The creature can be modeled after a beast with a challenge rating of 2 or less. The ice creature has the same stats as the beast it models, with the following changes. The creature is a construct with vulnerability to fire damage, immunity to cold and poison, and immunity to charm, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, petrified, and poison. The ice creature obeys only its creator's commands. The ice object or creature that appears in an unoccupied space within 60 feet of you, it melts into a pool of normal water after 24 hours or if it drops to 0 hit points. In extreme heat, it loses 1d10 hit points per minute as it melts. And it has some other stuff listed here about, going to the DM's guide for inanimate objects. It's rumored to possess other properties that can be activated only by an evil being whose will the ring cannot break. It is believed that the ring can be used to freeze entire worlds by the frost giants, and a Jinni in the service of Kalashite Pasha once claimed the ring could have been used to summon and control white dragons, as well as a mighty ice primordial named Cryonax. This ring can be destroyed, but only if a powerful archfey known as the Summer Queen wears the ring. Her natural heat would melt it and destroy it forever. And that is all the information about the Ring of Winter. For our Cult of Personality people, if you recall, I forget his name, unfortunately, but there was a guy traveling with a Sauron who had a ring that he was really cagey about. This is that ring. It is an obscenely powerful, legendary, magical, I guess, weapon in a sense. The only downside is it wants you to kill people, and will try to steal your body from you.
Kill your family. Kill your family.
Look up.
There's some kind of weird irony that Clover is putting on this ring after Clover was the one to try to take care of Antonius.
Yeah.
It's like he never left.
It is funny that Yelling left after the artifact of their former patron just so happened to show up at sheer random chance.
This ring probably would have given so much more benefits than they would have given to Antonius.
I mean, if he dedicated himself to being a champion and he refound the ring, because this ring is somewhere else entirely. I suppose technically in canon, there's a guy in Chult that has this ring now. But before Barovia was completely sealed off, I guess it was here.
No, we lost Daluna, apparently.
Oh no!
The internet might have cut out because they appear offline.
Okay, so, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask Clover, how do you feel? You look a little chilly there.
Clover, I need you to make a charisma saving throw real quick.
Charisma saving throw. 8. I also
+3.
have. Yeah, plus
It's 3.
Is an 11 gonna
Yes,
save
three.
you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll have to, what is the modifier on 17 real quick?
17.
Yeah, like if someone has a score of
I
17,
think
what
it's
is the
3.
modifier? 3? Okay.
Yeah, it's 3.
Okay. So that would be 11 as well. You rolled the exact same. Well, I guess
Do you roll aggressor wins or defender wins?
I think in this instance, because it's a battle for the mind, I'm going to give it to the defender. Normally I go for aggressor, but I think in this instance, in a battle of the minds, it would go to the defender. So, Clover, you feel the ring slowly taking over your mind. Give in to the power of ice and snow. Destroy them all. But you shake those thoughts out of your head.
She pinches the bridge of her nose for a second. I'm fine. I'm I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Look like you have a big headache.
This says like a brain freeze, and she just walks out.
Hmm. Suspicious, but haven't really given me a reason to distrust you.
Yeah. I'll put Kai has finally gotten upstairs.
So, I take it we're done here, or
So,
I guess if there's anything we need to grab, we could, but the book hasn't pushed us out yet.
so above board, there's one more room you can explore. You could go into that room, look around, see if there's anything you want to take, or you could just wait for the book to kick you out to the next scene. The choice is yours.
I'm gonna open up this door.
Above game, if you guys can hear me, my internet is cutting in and out really bad right now. So I was actually gonna say like I probably might have to hop out.
No. Well, if you are hopping out, where can people find you? So,
Yeah, just I'm gonna say just like Yelling did, just autopilot Kardec if you need him for anything. You can find me at Daluna13 on Blue Sky, Twitter. Oh, Twitter no longer, but Twitch and YouTube. Thanks for the session today. It was fun. I'm sorry I'm having to jump out like this, but like like I have no internet at the house, so I'm on my data. I'm only at 10%, so yeah, I need to go soon.
that's fair. Have a good night.
Good night.
Alright, so I will close out that. I'll keep this open in case I need it. And I
So
will
I
describe.
read-
Oops, sorry, go
I
ahead.
was gonna probably say how much longer until this chapter ends, because when we finish this chapter, it would probably be a good time to just call it for the night,
There's.
since we've
Yep.
already lost 2 people.
Yeah. There's the next room. There's exploring in there, and I don't want to reveal too much. And then after you're done with that room, is the final scene of this chapter.
Let's go find that room.
And let me describe this room that you've just opened. The low groan of a shifting that's a bit redundant, but whatever. The low groan of a shifting foundation groans through the quiet tranquility. A hooded figure looms silently in the corner, its limbs drawn beneath a cloak. Those of you that are eagle eye will notice that this figure seems to be the same figure that was in the Amber Temple, the big statue in the central room.
uh,
An
same temple where we found that frost staff.
Yes. And there's an engraving at the base of the statue that simply reads, "The Guardian." There's also a door that leads to, well, you'll see if you open it. Door right here.
Clover opens the door.
It seems to lead to another walkway, which leads to the same area. You get the feeling the tunnel you saw earlier might lead to the same place, but like a different door. And then this just leads straight to that building. And I would wager you're probably all going to walk down that path, so I will bring us to this map for one final time. Let's zoom out just a smidge. as you make your way to this building. And I shall describe it. Let's see. We're landing. Here we go. Reinforced iron secures the doorway of the structure at the end of the path. A cascade of water rushes down the mountain on the far side of the building, raining down into the haze hundreds of feet below. Oh, right. Above game, I forgot something. Leo would have had a key on his person. I'm gonna say when Strahd grabbed him and flew out the window, it flew off, so you would have that key. It just makes sense. He doesn't need that key. And he told you to loot, so he probably threw it to you.
Alright.
And, sure... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, Hoshi sneezed.
Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And sure enough, that key goes to this door. Oddly enough, this one is exceptionally secure. Like, you take a cursory look at the lock, and yeah, no. Compared to all the other locks, this one would have been a really tough one to pick. Above game, it's a DC 22 dex check to break through this lock. And let us... Before I move you over there... I believe, yeah, you'd start on the lower level. So let me paste y'all in. Oh, right, because I refreshed, I don't have your positions. Dang it. Okay, so I will grab y'all again. Copy. Paste you in. And I'll open the door, because, obviously. Paste. Clover there. Guy here. Bolt here. Antonius, Raoul, slightly off the map, and Kardak, slightly off the map. And we drag you to our final map here. And, let's see, this is room A. The scent of pine and trickled water fill the room with a sense of natural comfort. Aside from those features, however, this room is gaudy and overflowing with abundance. An extravagant lion's pelt rests in front of a well-crafted fireplace. A gilded chandelier is hoisted overhead by rope and hangs above the headrest of a leather lounge chair. Along the northern wall, a set of stairs climb to a second floor. And in this opulence, you can't help but think back on the monks' quarters and how little they have.
Or just moves in.
And these stairs right here will lead upstairs. Bottom of the stairs is right here.
That's sword.
It honestly, it does not mention the sword in this. I think it's just decorative. Like, it's on top of the dresser as a design, perhaps.
What's on the? Does it say what was on this middle table here? If that's gold or something?
Looks to be playing cards. And some poker chips. Which is weird because it doesn't seem like he has a lot of people up here. Like, maybe he plays against himself? Or did, I suppose.
Whoever will probably move to the second floor.
Right, and I will bring you there and describe
Found
this room as the others follow behind. Oop. And I'll just put them like right at the top. Okay, before we explore too much more, let me find... So, this room feels pretty warm, but even with that, you notice a certain chill. You get the feeling, Clover specifically, being in this room by himself a lot, the power of the Ring of Winter really compounds and makes this area cold. But it's very clear he was trying to fight the effects of that by making the room very warm. There's one door over here, and you do notice it looks to be like a river is feeding into this room. Boop.
Clover opens the door.
Right. And let me scroll up so chat can see. The rest of the river is here, and another door is over there. You want to roll a flat intelligence check, you can, to figure out why there's a river running through this building. Okay. With an 18, you recall that vampires get burned by running water. So Leo has this set up where if Strahd was chasing after him, he would have to be sitting in this running water as he went through the door and take damage from it. It's pretty clever, but considering the layout, it wouldn't take him very long to get through here, and you just saw the man burst through a fucking wall. How effective this would be is uncertain.
Or just shakes her head and just like walks over to the door and opens it.
Right, and that's room D. Oh, I almost forgot. You do notice in the river there's a light crossbow and 20 silvered bolts.
Yeah.
So feel free to grab those, add them to whoever, and... Opulent, violent bedding drapes over the edges of a bed built for a king. At its foot rests a banded iron chest, thrice locked and secured to the floorboards. Standing stalwart over the bedchamber is a 10-foot-tall suit of armor, clutching tightly to a claymore. Put that in party notes as well. And let me double check the chest. Ah. Okay. And for no reason in particular.
Please no. Please don't be a mimic.
I was going to investigate the suit of armor,
cool.
but I think that might be what it is.
You
Probably
certainly
animated
can.
Oh.
God damn, and Kardec just really
Oh,
doesn't
it's
care.
Kardec.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Kardec. It's just your friendly dragonborn. Okay. And just correct me if I'm wrong, a round of combat is 6 seconds or a turn of combat is 6 seconds?
A round.
A whole round. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
whole
when it
round.
goes back around.
Okay. I'll keep the initiative, but it's not going to... whatever might trigger isn't going to trigger for a while. I just have
Around
the
Baldur's Gate.
initiative for when it's
Turn-based
ready.
mode.
Yes. So, Clover, what would you like to... Well, first, Raoul, you were looking at the statue, or the armor, rather. You looked at the armor. It seems like it's wielding a... Well, not wielding. It's holding a silvered claymore. Basically a silvered greatsword stat-wise. Some nice-looking armor.
Yeah, you know, while they open up the chest, I'm gonna try seeing if I can take the armor. If it's just like a suit of full plate mail, we got human-sized people who can wear plate armor.
Okay, I'm gonna roll something secretly. Roll, I need you to roll strength, and then we'll get to the chest.
Is flat strength or athletics?
Just flat strength in this instance.
$17.
Okay, so it seems like the suit of armor is holding on really tight to that weapon, but you managed to pull it free. It's a nice looking greatsword, honestly. And now Clover.
Before Clover touches the chest, she's going to use Detect Magic on it.
Okay. Are you casting it as a spell slot, or are you doing the ritual?
Spell slot.
Alright. So the chest doesn't seem to be magical, but you notice enchantment magic radiating from the armor to your left. I believe it would be enchantment. Yeah.
She stares at the suit of armor for a second, and then she looks at Kai. Kai, can you dispel some magic? And she points to the armor.
I fucking hate this place.
Okay. And let me check. Well, I don't need these two stat blocks anymore. Leo and Strahd are no longer in the building. Okay, let me just take a look. Resistance. Huh, that's weird that it doesn't mention that. It will form. That wouldn't alter its form. Okay. And let's see. Choose creature, object, magic effect, range, any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. And you would need to make an ability check to spell casting. I'm going to say you have to make a ability check for this one.
Okay. That'll be my charisma.
Yeah, you try to dispel it, but it's whatever is enchanting this armor is stronger than you can manage with this cast of the spell. You might need to put a bit
DC
more.
is 10 equal 13. Or wait, never mind.
Yeah, the DC is 10 plus whatever
Never
spell
mind.
level it is. So
Could use my 4th level, but it probably wouldn't make a difference.
mm. Okay, so that's good to know. But let's see, that's just an action. You spend some time doing that. And do you tell Clover that nothing happened?
Yeah, I don't. Did it work?
It did
Looks
not.
at it. No.
Son of a bitch.
So do
I
you?
mean, I could try again.
I mean, I could just take care of it if you want.
Do we even know what it is? I mean, is it just like animated armor, or what are we dealing with here?
I'm gonna say
Hey.
with this discussion, you notice the armor begin to shift as you have not uttered the password to get into this room, and it begins to act aggressively.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh, it's
It's
worse
an
than an
iron golem.
suit of armor.
It is a
It's an iron
medium iron golem. So it's not the normal large size golem, it's a medium golem.
I don't want it.
That's
But
okay, guys. I took its sword.
you did. It cannot use its sword attack. But there are other attacks it can do. Don't you worry.
Clover has a flashback to the story of Thud.
Mmm.
Weren't those clay golems?
They sure were. This one's iron. So probably worse. Who could say?
I honestly think clay golems are probably the best out of all of them.
Yeah, that's fair. But, so do we want to end here since combat is definitely gonna happen?
I mean, it's one golem.
Okay. Let's
Put on
see.
some
Might as well
music. We
just
can beat the shit out of this golem.
Right.
Yeah.
I just will try to get out of this book.
Actually, let's see. What about... Yeah, I like this
Yeah.
one better.
Yeah, Dan Hoshi, we fought one of these in Sidon's tower, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yep.
It was in the hallway.
Alright, so Kardec would be
Fucking-
up first.
It's really awkward combat for me because I couldn't aim without jumping on walls.
I haven't really
Gentlemen.
kept myself up to date on his stuff, so I'm just gonna stick with longbow for now. And he has extra attack. And I believe that would in fact hit, yes. Okay, and then shot number 2. I don't believe that hits. Sure doesn't. Okay, well, it took some damage. Hooray! Oh, wait, hold on. No, it didn't. Not resistance. Immunity. Oh, wait.
Piercing.
Just
Not. Oh, wait.
plus one
It's
bow.
magical. Never mind. It does the damage.
Okay.
I keep forgetting it's a
Also,
plus 1.
The health bar isn't on it.
Ah, let me fix that for you. Boop. There we go. Now you can see its health bar.
Scared me for a second there, Draco.
Sorry about that. Bolts.
Like, what kind of modifications did they do to this thing?
Bolt will just get up on the bed. And
Hello?
Hello? You there?
hello.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm contemplating.
Okay, I thought I cut out because it got hella quiet.
No worries.
This room is too small.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? I got a 4th level spell slot.
Okay.
You guys will see Bolt look at this golem and just eyes narrow as he pulls his hands back, and you see lightning start to crackle in it, and 4th level lightning bolt.
Okay. Let's see, and that would be Dex.
22 lightning damage.
Right. And he would have advantage, but Dex is not the giant suit. Well, the suit of armor's strong point, who'd have thought? Oh, 18 will succeed.
It still takes half that, so it takes 11 lightning damage.
Alright. Minus 11. And,
Jesus Christ, 5 ones.
yee.
Hmm.
That is rough. Any bonus actions?
No, I think that's it.
Right, that brings us to Raoul.
Let's bulk up. So I can get resistance to my physical damage. And then let's use a Hemocraft. I take 1 necrotic to activate.
You only get ones on those.
I get really lucky on that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna activate my
damn.
bolt paper. Because, hey, this thing is sparkling electricity, so I'm just gonna use that against it.
That's fair.
As I whip out my sword and spear. 16.
Will not hit.
28.
That'll do.
6 lightning, 12 radiant. And then 24 for my last hit.
Which will hit.
Another 6 lightning and 10 piercing.
Okay. And those are magical piercings, so that would definitely go through. Right, and is that it?
Yep.
Right, and that.
Bonus done all my stuff. I just stand my ground.
Okay, and that'll bring us to Kai.
Moving here. Bonus action, I'm doing Thunderous Smite.
Okay.
And does a 30 hit?
You know, I think it does. Let me check. Yeah, it does.
All right. And I will use a 3rd level Divine Smite.
Okay. 30.
And let me roll that thunder.
6. And he needs to make a strength save. He's pretty good with those. That is a 20.
He passes.
Right,
So he just takes the damage.
Okay. So is it halved or?
No, he just takes the damage.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the saving throws for the additional effect.
Gotcha. Minus 9.
I think that's 45 total damage you done.
Decent amount of damage.
Yep. Second hit coming up. 21.
That hits. Just barely, but it do.
I'll use another 3rd level.
36 plus the 8. Minus 8. No, not 68. 8. There we go. And then I'll have him do the strength save again. That's
He
a
fails.
9.
I'm knocking him prone.
And goes prone. With a lot of loud clanking.
And that'll end my turn.
That'll bring us to the Iron Golem, who's going to use half his movement to get up. And it's weird. You know there isn't a person there, but you hear him inhale, and let me grab the effect. Sure, let's go with that one.
Oh, please say this thing don't have a breath weapon.
It has a breath weapon, yes.
Yes, he has a breath weapon.
Boop. So,
Let's look at that.
everyone in the... Wait, it didn't do the thing. Or, oh, there it goes. It was just being a little slow on my end. So everyone in that cone I made, which is basically everyone in this room, needs to make a Constitution saving throw. We're taking 10d8 poison damage.
You get +3, add to that for being my ore.
15, I fail.
Yep.
I'm good.
Okay. Kai's doing all right, but Raoul and Clover, both of you take 34 poison damage. You're going to take half of that 34.
I'm good.
Okay, so
Ow.
34. So Kai and Bolt, you're only taking 17 poison damage as a green cloud of smoke fills the room.
Ow, I got knocked below 100. Just barely.
What's that like?
I don't know. I haven't been to half health in a long time, and I'm not even at half health.
But hey, like, progress. But that'll be it because he used the breath weapon, bringing us to Clover.
Bonus action. Brandy Smite.
Okay.
And Clover's going to attack with her rapier. 12.
Is not gonna hit.
second attack. 17.
Will also not hit.
Offhand whip. Oh, no. I already used my bonus action.
Yep, for the smite.
Clover's going to take a step back.
Okay, and that means he gets an opportunity attack on you.
Nope, mobile.
Mobile, special speeding, 10 feet. When you use the dash action, difficult terrain. You don't provoke opportunity attacks from a creature for the rest of the turn, whether you hit or not. Oh, okay. Never mind. And that would bring us to Antonius. Zoop, there we go. Let's see. What do you have? You have that. Huh.
I just
Interesting.
remember I never used that bardic inspiration.
You did not.
Fuck. Oh well.
Wait, that's weird. Oh, okay, I see. It's not prepared, but they have it. That spell would have been really useful here. Oh well. What else you got? You know what? Antonius is going to look at Raoul and get hasted.
Oh no.
It's fine. Antonius is out the room. What are the chances he's gonna get hit by anything, right? And let's see. Bardic Inspirations were used because you did 2 decodes today. So let's see
They
how.
come back on a short rest, so they would have been stocked up.
That's true.
Going in.
It would have come back after you attuned to that ring. So okay. Also get an inspiration roll.
Oh jeez.
Oh, shucks.
And let's go to Kardak. I mean, he's got a spell that I'm tempted to use. I don't think he would know. I think he's going to. He's going to shoot with the longbow, see if it hits. Yeah, 26 hits. For 5 piercing, and, let me take a look. Above game, he wouldn't know at this moment. Let's see, he's gonna use Flame Arrow. So, let's see. And that is action. Getting arrows. Oh wait, no. You would just activate it there, so never mind. So it takes an action to make those things do that damage. Okay, then I'm stepping back from that. I think he's just gonna use the bow then. That's for me not quite understanding how the spell worked. Whoops.
It's fine.
We move forward.
And 11 is not going to hit. That brings us to Bolt.
Alright, time to do something funny. Bolt is going to look at everybody, give a wink, and just kind of use his little tinker tools to make a nice little gong. And then he's going to smash the gong and cast at 3rd level Shatter centered on himself.
Oh!
However, because I'm an evocation wizard,
Oh.
sculpt spells. Because I cast at 3rd level, I can target up to 4 people that I can see, or it's other creatures that I can see. Okay, hang on. I might have miscalculated this.
Let's see. Evocation affects other creatures that you can see.
Okay.
1 plus the spell's level, so if you upcast it to 3rd, you can choose 4 creatures.
Yeah, but I can't choose myself is currently the issue. Actually, wait a minute.
Oh, well, yeah, you took some damage.
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
No,
how
I
big
can
you
do
were.
it. I can do it if I do it here. I think.
Okay.
Unless
Let's see.
unless
You
you
see him
would.
move a squirt. You just need to move a square down to see it.
Yeah, unless you would count the wall being in the way of the golem.
So, like, would you be casting it at where exactly the wall?
Right here in the middle of the room here.
Okay, so like you could see there. Does Shatter say that it goes around walls? It is a noise though, to be fair.
It doesn't specify.
Radius sphere 7.
Yeah, it's not like Fireball.
Yeah.
But I think if you drop it on the golem right there, do you see that? The yellow circle that Hoshi made?
Yeah, I think the yellow circle one would probably work a bit better.
Yeah, we can do that then.
Alright.
We can take it.
Yeah,
And
we can do
let's see,
that.
that's how many creatures you sculpt around? One
So
plus the
it would
spell
be
slot.
Raoul. I could do Raoul, Kai, Clover, and Kardec.
Okay,
Because
so
they're all in the circle.
Yep.
Since I cast it at 3rd level, that's 4 creatures total.
no damage. So yeah, that means they don't take that damage, but this golem's gonna have to. That is a con save.
Technically, at disadvantage.
18 thunder damage.
Okay, and that would be 15, which is not enough. He technically has, because of magic resistance, he would have advantage, but he has disadvantage because it's on a construct, correct?
That was just a flat roll.
Yep.
So it would have just been the flat 15. So, yeah, no, he fails and takes that full 18 damage.
Hell yeah.
We're whittling him down, boys.
Right. And is that it for Bolt?
I'm just double checking here. I would have had the shield, but now it's not the bolts. Yeah, I think that's it.
Right, and now it's time for Hasted Raoul.
Okay. Let's start. Sword.
Smack my bitch up.
19.
Will not hit, just barely misses.
Bardic Inspiration.
You sure do. And that will hit. Okay, so
14 Radiant for Lightning.
minus 14. And then the 4 lightning. He's still standing, but for how long?
Punch.
Got like 4 more attacks.
Punch.
Number 2, predatory strike, or predatory strike number 1 will hit.
17 damage.
17, and hey, look at that. That's exactly what you needed. How do you want to do this?
Just not really knowing that Raoul... Well, Raoul's going so fast that he doesn't even know. If I do my math right, with dual wielder and how predatory strikes work, he swings once with the sword. Claw. Bonus action, he hits with the spear, and with the hasted action, he uses another predatory strikes. And how with predatory strikes work, if I make one attack, I make a second one. So he would have had 2 attacks with that hasted action. So he's going Fist of the North Star on this guy.
What? Or for the JoJo fans. You...
Actually, no, I had to lean into the bit. Raoul shouts Wolfang Fist.
Oh my god.
God. Wolfang Fist.
No,
Yeah.
don't. You end up in a crater.
Oh no.
Oh, he has too much health for that.
Raoul's here! Raoul's dead!
Yay! Yeah, I do the Wolfang Fist on this guy.
All right, you obliterate this armor, taking it piece by piece by piece. No mercy, no remorse, one after the other, strike after strike after strike, until it's nothing more but scrap metal on the floor. And thus, combat has ended.
The only gift they need is the gift of Yamcha.
Hmm.
And then Clover
It
will
is not
open up the
refundable.
chest.
Just like this card.
Roll that dex save. Or not dex save, roll that dex check, sleight of hand.
You scared me for a second.
All of a sudden, the chest becomes a mimic.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you crack this open. This is one of the harder locks, but you know what you're dealing with. You pop this open, and inside you find a bag of assorted gold coins and gemstones with a total worth of 1,000 gold. Several patches and brooches depicting the Dilisnya house sigil with the lion, and a small coffer. The coffer appears to be locked. And with Detect Magic still going, if it is still going, it has Abjuration Magic on it. And
That's a rate.
you know what the messed up thing is? With this particular thing, you would need to get a nat 20 to open it, because technically the DC is 35 on the coffer.
Well,
I mean, Clover technically would have still had Bardic Inspiration, right?
True.
Didn't you say you still had it? So you could have hit the 35 with their 20.
Well, that was for the chest. There's a coffer inside that is
Oh.
locked that would need Clover to hit a natural 20. Probably, because
never mind.
35 is the DC.
I'm going to try to open it.
Alright. Let's go gambling!
27. I'm using that Bardic Inspiration. And it's a D10 now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
You need an 8 or higher. Oh look, an 8 or higher.
Just made it.
Just barely. This one is the hardest lock you've seen in this entire place. It takes a while of properly hitting the right spots. You feel them come loose. You gotta do one more time, and you hear click. You open it, and inside a book.
glove.
There is a book that appears to be made of clay. That's weird.
oh,
Also, there is 700 gold worth of assorted gems, 300 gold in gold coins, and this weird clay book, which is apparently a manual of clay golems.
speak of the devil.
Dan has one of those, so if you can get it out of this book, that's 2 manuals of clay golems. However, clay golems are expensive as fuck.
Yeah, they are. Clay's expensive, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with that reveal, I guess let's put this in party notes. Your grand total of stuff that you have.
Honestly, trying to think of a situation of how you can get a clay golem here.
Pick a god and pray that they're gods of clay.
You need the clay, you need the money, you also need the time.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's been here for at least 50 years, I believe was stated. Leo. Technically, he could make the clay golem if he had the funds. And I mean, he had
If only
enough.
we knew a place for those ridiculous amount of money.
If only. Even with the money you got, it's not enough. You need, I think,
an iron.
100,000 for clay golem or something like that. 100,000 gold.
Mm.
Grab manual of clay golems. Oh, that's on. Oh no, I can still. I'm sorry. It's 65,000 gold to properly make a clay golem, and 30 days of work. And it's going to take forever to get 65,000 gold, especially, like, you've gotten a lot of money. You have a decent amount, but I don't think it's going to be possible to make this clay golem, unfortunately.
Hey, Strahd, you got some time? No. Time out?
Dude, I know a dragon.
Strahd, can we have just, like, a 30-day timeout? You know what?
Timeout?
31. Just a month of
And-
free time?
And maybe alone?
Come on. We've been through so much together.
You know I'm good for it.
Listen, Strahd, we have 2 books. You make your golem, we make ours, and we see who wins.
We let them fight.
We have a golem battle. Let's go.
I don't know why my mind just went Metabots.
Oh my god.
Let me
Those Metabots.
see. It has been a while since I've heard anything about Metabots.
Mhm.
Let me... Before we move on to the final scene of this book, I just need to refamiliarize myself with which room in Ravenloft this is taking place in. Because as I've mentioned multiple times, Ravenloft is absolutely massive. There's the room. Let's see, this would be 84. I guess for context, because it's not going to spoil anything, the room I need to find is room 84. And this room is subdivided into multiple different rooms in this room. Okay, here we go. I just gotta find which one is the one in question. Let's see. Catacomb. Crypt 1, 2, 3, 6. Excuse me. Nope. Oh, okay, that's close. That was which one? Number, okay. 11, 12, 14. Ah, interesting. Nope, not that one. Nope. Nope. There's a lot of, like, I mean, I guess above game, I did kind of spoil it. This is the tomb, and I'm searching through crypts. Which one is the one you're going to be sitting in front of for this final scene? Okay. This is going to be fun if/when you get down to the crypts. There's a lot of fun names in here. Nope. Okay. So it's not technically stated, so I'm going to use one that's similar. Okay. I don't have a token for the lady, but I can certainly have our certain suspects. Okay, so that is number... While I'm setting this up, how's everyone doing?
I'm doing good. Having thoughts to myself about something.
Having thoughts about that armor, not gonna be honest.
No, I having thoughts about the ring.
I mean, of course you are.
I mean, yeah. And I understand why you might be having thoughts about the armor.
Yeah.
And, oh, well, because of what we know, we'll put that there. We'll have Raoul up here. Do I have Explorer mode on? I think I do. And let's see, is that... Nope, we're missing Bolt, and then I can bring you guys over to the room. There we go. And... there you are. Okay. Oh, wait, and he would be in this form. That's right. No? Yes. And let's switch him over to Bam. Okay. We're good to head over. Loop. That's weird the music hasn't shifted. Okay. One moment. You're blind?
Yes, I see myself.
That's
That's it.
odd. Oh, right, because it's dark in here. Understandably, it's a crypt, but, I will allow you to pull out your lantern again, because it's so god-dang dark in here.
Mm-hmm.
And bright light, night light, 30, 30. There we go. Probably running out of oil for this lantern at this point, now that I think about it.
I got like, let me make sure how many bottles of oils that I got.
Let's zoom in a little bit.
I got 2 flags of oil, so a total of 12 hours.
Okay. Fog blurs the ancient buildings and stone of Mount Baratok. Walking alongside you in the cloud is Vasily von Holtz, his mouth soaked red with blood and the body of Leo Dilisnya slouched over his shoulder. The haze condenses and turns to a cold stone. A young noble enters... A young noble lowers the man's body into a coffin set into the wall of a mausoleum and seals the grave shut before climbing into a velvet-lined black coffin. The mists erase the coffin from view, and Vasily stands before you once more, cleaned, rested. Heavy granite doors scrape open from a staircase not far behind you, and the measured, steady click of boot heels follows. Lavina Watcher greets her guest with a bow. Well, where is he? Vasily gestures to a carefully placed tablet that now seals Leo Dilisnya's grave. What then is left to be done? I'd rather hang him from the gates than simply watch his corpse rot. Her words are almost interrupted by a panicked scream from within the walls of the tomb, wailing desperately for aid. Lavina presses her ear to the surface, and a look of devilish glee possesses her somber visage. Will he die? Eventually. Lavina Watcher finds a seat nearby the sarcophagus. The lace of her dress dusts the mausoleum floor as she comes to a rest. She bids Vasily to take his leave, while her full attention remains drawn to the final tormented resting place of Leo Dilisnya. At that, Lord Vasily simply smiled and bowed low, his promise fulfilled. Bolt, you now have access to the Forbidden spell as a ritual. As the mists once again swirl and bring you back to Dan's hut.
As soon as they're back, we'll just look at everybody and says, I think I know something I shouldn't.
Huh?
What do you know?
I don't know, whatever spell or magic was going on in that scene, I can use it now.
So, above board, the forbidden spell allows you to basically consecrate a ground against certain enemies.
So it's basically one giant, like protection from blank, essentially.
Yeah, let me grab the spell proper to give you a
Yeah.
basic lowdown on it. Okay, so the duration lasts for at least a day. It takes 10 minutes if you're casting it with a slot, so longer ritual casted. You create a ward against magical travel that protects up to 40,000 square feet of floor space to a height of 30 feet above the floor. For the duration, creatures can't teleport into the area or use portals, such as those created by the gate spell to enter the area. The spell proofs the area against planar travel and therefore prevents creatures from accessing the area way of astral plane, ethereal plane, Feywild, Shadowfell, or the Planeshift spell. In addition, the spell damages a creature that you choose creatures that you choose when you cast it. Choose one or more from the following list: Celestials, Elementals, Fey, Fiends, and Undead. When a chosen creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn, or starts its turn there, it takes 5d10 radiant or necrotic damage of your choice when you cast the spell. When you cast the spell, you can designate a password. A creature that speaks the password as it enters the area takes no damage from the spell. The spell's areas can't overlap with the area of another forbidden spell. If you cast Forbiddance every day for 30 days in the same location, the spell lasts until it's dispelled. The material components are consumed on the last casting. And the material components is a sprinkling of holy water, rare incense, and powdered ruby worth at least 1,000 gold.
If I remember correctly, ritual spells don't use material components, or they don't use it when you ritual cast it.
I
Unless I'm not, unless I'm misremembering.
I think it would still use the material components.
So we'd have to get a ruby and turn it into powder, essentially,
Yeah.
and some incense, because we have the holy water.
I mean, we should have the rubies with all the gems we got.
True.
Yeah.
It just has to be like 1,000 gold worth, but with all the gems, like you said, you probably have it in there.
Bolt just looks over to Dan. Hey, Dan, question. Could you turn gems into powder?
I do not have the means to do that. I think you'd need like a jeweler's kit or something for that
I can
sort
do
of thing.
it.
Huh.
Cool, we may need it.
Clover looks at her hand.
You look at it, the ring is there, but after a few seconds, it fades into dust. You are no longer attuned, and you don't have another being trying to take your body over. So far, the adage seems to stay the same that magic items cannot leave the book. Which, you look at the manual of clay golems, and it crumbles before your eyes.
Oh, that tracks. Okay. So magic items can't leave the book.
What was so special about that ring?
Well, it lets me do a lot of things. Gave me a couple of spells that could have been useful. Like I could have used flesh to ice and turned Strahd into a statue. Or ice storm, freezing spear, sleet storm, spike rope with ice, wall of ice, cone of cold, big speed's hand. I could have dropped the temperature in areas, but to -30 for minimum for 120 feet. And I could have made an inanimate object or an animated ice creature. And it might have been sentient and trying to take over my brain.
Yeah, there it is.
Do you think the thing trying to take you over was that same dark power that was trying to take over Antonius? Something about ice?
Maybe?
That would track.
Oh, speaking of rings, he flips over a platinum ring over to Raoul.
Oh.
Gonna need you to put that on whenever things get hairy.
I'll hold on to it. I'll add a platinum ring to my inventory.
You doke.
Wait a minute. Clover looks at Kai. Is that for
He just,
you have that? You have that too, don't you?
of course I do.
Evie chimes in, obviously joking, considering how long you've had it. So when do I get a ring?
You want me to make you one? As he just gives like a sly smile.
Would be nice.
Clover tries to hide her distaste.
Well, maybe when we're not dying, you're being hunted down by a mad vampire. How about that?
That's fair. I guess I can wait.
She just picks her up.
She'll wrap her arms around you. Plant a kiss on your cheek.
Little flames on his chest just dance a little bit. So, how many chapters do we got left?
2.
Could be 2.
And we got time to get back to Blocky, and I can get my armor.
Actually put us
Okay.
relatively near Velaki, so it shouldn't take too long to get around there.
How close are we to Valaki? Walking wise?
Let's see, I'd say we're on the opposite side of Lake Zarovich, so probably on just walking about an hour or so. I won't walk straight up to the gates, of course, but I could get you a little bit closer, and then, just for sake of ease. And Henrietta, if everyone's okay with that, we'll move to the road, at least. And stop, like, right around the bend.
All right, Clove. Do you mind getting my armor.
He sighs and said, yeah, I can. And
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. She changed clothes into the scarecrow clothes again and turns into Kaya. And before she walks out, she thinks to herself, she changed her eye colors to red and she makes it look like she has fangs.
Okay.
And she heads off.
I will say, keep in mind, you did have a very specific appearance when you ordered this item.
She won't do the fangs just yet then.
Okay.
Or the eyes.
Alright. And you set off. Do we want to end the session here, or are we good to keep going a little bit longer?
I have a
So-
doctor's appointment at like 9 a.m. tomorrow, so I'm good to call it here.
Yeah, we should probably call it here then. Another chapter
Pick
down.
up getting the armor and doing the chapters.
Another chapter down. 2 to go. Almost at the final act of the Tome of Strahd. What else is there to uncover? Is Kai's armor good?
Oh, we're gonna get it checked.
You'll have to tune in next time to find out. But let's start going around the horn. Let's start with Chaka. Where can people find you?
Hello, I'm ChuckZombie101. You can find me all over the social medias as some form of ChuckZombie101. I stream on Twitch. Tuesdays, bi-weekly, you can find me, Draco, and Hoshi doing Baldur's Gate 3. Last session, we scammed a wizard. So if that sounds like something you want to experience, tune in for those playthroughs. And then every other Tuesday when we're not doing that, you can find us over on twitch.tv/burnoutfawn for Phase of Our Lives, our Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign. Wednesdays, you can find me here doing Curse of Strahd with these wonderful folk here. And Thursdays, you can usually find us on Draco's channel for party games. And maybe this week on Friday and Wednesdays going forward, you can find me, Daluna, and a host of other people over on twitch.tv/Twitch the Person for Power Rangers Cyberstrike, our Power Rangers tabletop RPG campaign, where we're currently on a very cold planet in the middle of a fight. So tune in for that.
Hey. Rodden, how'd you like tonight's session?
Tonight was pretty fun. I got to finally do the Wolfang Fist. I'm excited to see what will happen next. Last thing I'll say, I'll make sure to bring it up next time, but the rings remind Raoul of something, and he looks for a pair of rings through all the gold for something special.
Aw.
And I'll pass it on to Hoshi.
Hello, I'm Royal Hoshi. You can find me on all social media as Royal Hoshi. Tuesdays, you can find me, Draco, and Choco playing Boulder Gate. Yes, we scam a wizard, which was actually really funny. And Choco ran into more stuff again as he ran off on himself.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. We also killed some fish people.
We did. And some
And
civilians.
Harper. And some Harpers at the
Look,
moment.
It's not it's not our fault. He was in the way. He should have dodged.
He really should have.
Yeah. And when you can't find us there, you can find us on Burnout's Vaughn channel playing Face of Our Lives. I really enjoyed today's session too. Kind of sad I couldn't keep the ring.
Yeah, that item is way too powerful. Also, you'd have to battle for your soul constantly.
Yeah, and it will be dangerous if Clover actually turns.
Yeah,
I've been playing her nice. I haven't really been playing her to the fullest yet. That's it for me. Fan. Go.
Hi, I'm Thanatos. I play Kai Vermilion here on Wednesdays. Thursdays, I am taking a hiatus from playing the Lost Knights channel due to scheduling conflicts. Made a bunch of people cry last session because Rook left.
Mhm.
And hopefully I'll be able to get back to them soon, and hopefully they don't die before they get to Glorbo.
Mm,
But they promised me they wouldn't, and I gave them a bunch of mementos before I left to make them promise that they would be safe and not do anything reckless. They're gonna break that promise, I know they're.
oof.
But such is the way of that group. I love them all. Not really too much for me. I mean, you'll just usually find me here with Draco and the others. And that's about it.
Right, then I believe that just leaves me. You've already found me here. I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays. Mondays is Persona 5 Strikers. We are going to be going up against Tony Stark. I mean, Elon Musk. I mean, Kanoe. I think that's his name. Pretty sure it is. It's definitely an Iron Man ripoff, though.
I've
But
only heard you say the same name like 3 times.
I know, it's a serious problem, but it's just hard to remember who's who. It's a lot of prison monarchs, Is there like 8? Something like that.
100, who knows?
Yeah. An amount greater than 3, surely. Tuesdays, you can find me with everybody else over at Burnt Bones for Phase of Our Lives, or over here with Choco and Hoshi, as previously mentioned, for Baldur's Gate 3. We sure did scam that wizard. I mean, we killed him, and then I scammed a projection of him, but it still counts. Fun times are had by all. Maybe not the wizard, but fuck him. He was trying to keep he was trying to keep an ASMR locked away, just like Ketherick did, to be immortal. Fuck that guy. He had it coming. Wednesdays, our Night Slayers here will be delving into the last chapters of the Tome of Strahd. What else is there to find? Thursdays, you can find us over here playing party games with a whole bunch of people. Fridays, you can catch me and yelling at me, or Yeltamamlo, playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I have finished the main story. All that's left is the post-game and the DLCs. And I'm going to do the DLC 2 first so I can get Dragon Cheer and get my Hydrapple, damn it. And then probably I'm going to go either back to the post-game or the first DLC. I'll decide in the moment. Also, there's a specific move I want from one of the Elite Four members, because it's really good and will probably help me in that fight against the Dragon Elite Four member. But now I'm rambling a bit. With all of that said and done, how about we find someone to raid? And,
I have. I don't have I have 2 people basically. I have Hinetu and Bosco, who's doing some MNW creation stuff for our wrestling shows on 25.